fantasy is back to reality. Man, this is really starting to blow.
Not in a good way.
But then again, in the end, this is the way my life goes. And you can't imagine just how I feel to make an offer, not seal the deal. I'm a little alarmed that it happens to me. I got charisma and the charge is not chemistry. I wanna ask a beauty out, it would be so dope. If she says yes, then I'd hope it gets hope. That is back for a nightcap, and man, it gets real. Wish my lucky number for a double meal. But snap, there goes the fantasy, it's back to reality. Man, this is really starting to blow. But then again, in the end, this is the way my life goes. And you can't imagine just how I feel to make an offer, not seal the deal.
Oh, shit. There we go. How's it going, folks? Hope you're doing well. Can anybody hear me here? Can I hear myself? You can't hear. I can't hear you guys because I got you muted. But now you're okay.
There we go. Now
there
I hear myself.
There we
Yep.
go. All right. Do me a favor, folks. Check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective. Let me see here. 3456 Minnehaha Avenue, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Contact availability via www.instagram.com/Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective, and they do Saturdays. They do the walk-ins, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Endless flash to choose from. Again, 3456 Minnehaha Avenue, over there in Minneapolis. Give them a shout. Check them out. Say what's crack-a-lacking to them. They got some good tattoo artists over there. If you're looking for some guitar stuff, right down the block here, Shred Den, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9100 85th Avenue North, Suite 100, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 763-350-2191. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, www.theshredden.net. If you're looking for fancy guitars and all kinds of other good shit, and a fantastic guitar teacher over there with Nate Tannick and Make a Riff Foundation. Also, if you're looking for some design work, Narwhal Design Solutions, Justin Boney, Facebook, Instagram, the World Wide Web, Narwhal Design Solutions, Justin Boney at gmail.com. Look them up. Tell them we sent you. Maybe they'll charge you extra. I don't know. Who knows what will happen there. But I appreciate you checking us out and stopping in and everything. We got the guys back from Outlaw Saint. How's it going, fellas? You guys all working? Oh, wait.
Working. Yeah, I'm always working.
Ryan's not working.
Well, I never
Get to work, sir. All right, try again.
Okay, there you go.
No.
Nope.
Nope, there we go.
There we go.
Now I hear
Okay,
you.
There we go.
Ziggy,
Okay.
can I
All
hear
right,
you?
is this one going?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and everybody can hear Tank, so that's
Well,
good.
yeah.
Well, welcome, guys. How's it going, man?
Going
Ziggy,
good.
this is your first time on the show. Welcome, dude.
Thank you,
How
yeah.
you doing? How long now? Now I want to touch back here. I got a couple things. Normally, what I got here, I did the sponsors here. I wanted to thank William McLeod for coming in from a Minnesota Music Note last week. The guy's a real professional. Go check out his show. I'm a hack, so he came in, come hang out with me and talk some shit. Our original episode was 298. That is pretty much like a 1 year mark. I look back at it today, and it looks fucking 1 year already. That doesn't seem right to me.
About a year and a half, actually.
Really? Roughly, yeah. Roughly about a year and a half.
Yeah, about a year and 4 months, give or take.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, well over a year. So yeah.
Well, welcome
it's
back.
good to be
boys.
back, man.
What-
Oh, it feels so good.
Now, Zig, you were like right on the cusp of jumping in the last time. You weren't available. I think you were like, I'm not comfortable yet. There was something there. I remember.
He still isn't.
I try to get out of these as much as possible.
Really?
It's his interview debut.
Yep.
So what is it that you don't really care for? Just not really a people person or what?
Just a talker. Be ready for some dead space, I guess.
Oh, it's all good, man. No, you know what?
I'll fill it in.
Whatever you got, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel like you can handle. I actually had one guy on here that clammed up pretty good. That I asked him a question. He's mid question, and he just stopped. And I was like, I thought he was fucking around. I look over, and one of his guys goes, "Dude, you done?" And I was like, "Wait, are you done?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just stopped." And I was like, "Whoa, all right, here we go, man. Shit." It's been a while since I had one of those, so I was a little off. Like, holy shit, you know? I mean, so welcome again. It's been, I guess, a year and a half now. What has been going on since that time? You said you wrote a couple tunes.
So what's really interesting is that the tunes that that we'll be playing tonight.
Yeah.
And just like the one you first started.
Yep.
Well, so when Ziggy first came in.
what was the first one?
The first one is coming up in a little bit.
Okay.
Was Rock Does the Talking.
Okay.
And what had happened, we actually wrote this song, and I say that in quotations because he had already arranged it, and I didn't know at the time that he already had lyrics for it, but I had different lyrics that I'd been working on before he came in.
Sure.
And it was just like, it just so happens they fit perfectly. And he's going, yeah, go ahead, go ahead and use it. And we wrote a song at his audition.
Yeah,
we wrote our first song at his audition.
Mm-hmm.
The song was written 20 plus years ago with a different band.
Oh,
different lyrics.
so you just had
But the music,
riff pieces and everything, and you
never actually recorded except for just live takes and stuff.
Gotcha. So was there a
It's
lot
a
of
cool riff, so we had to.
It is. Oh, I love that song. It's just like it perfectly embodies who we are.
Right.
It's just this is nothing against any of our previous members. Everyone has always helped us. Get to the point where we're at right now. But Ziggy is just like we're finally at least exactly at the point where I've always envisioned the band.
right?
And it's just like, he brings the perfect mix of rock with just a little bit of metal, it's just it feels so exhilarating.
Right. And it always takes a bit. I mean, if you've been playing for any amount of time, and I want to get to that too. Zig, now how long have you been playing guitar?
Since about since the 80s.
Okay.
I think in the early days when everybody got a guitar,
Right.
I was the one who just kept playing.
Nice.
And then met my future uncle at the time, and he taught me the blues and like opened up just everything.
Right.
And then I could really pick up songs.
Right.
And then started playing in bands in high school. That was 40 years ago.
Sure.
I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now,
And,
so in between there, I mean, were you you were obviously, you said you were constantly playing, but now were you in bands the entire time? Okay, cool.
Kind of.
Okay.
I moved to California in the mid 90s, and then found some guys to jam with, and a few different bands, probably 3 or 4 different bands, and 2 of them more than others. And we recorded a CD. Got some good experience playing as the one guitar.
Yeah.
where you got to bring
if something
all-
falls out,
Everything,
yeah.
yeah.
you got to bring the wall of sound,
Yeah.
and you got to make sure that it doesn't leave any spaces in there. And
That's a
Then,
tough job to do,
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
It is.
we wrote a whole bunch. We recorded a whole album. Then after that, I was in a funk band and
Nice.
blues band, and then
Nice. So
moved
you
back
mixed it
here.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So like now this is something that I always ask, and I ask these guys when they came in, when you were young, like in the household, what was mom and dad listening to, brothers and sisters? What kind of music was floating around
Sure.
back then?
Dad was a huge influence. Pink Floyd.
Oh, nice.
I grew up, so the first time I heard One of These Days
Yeah.
was probably in my
I'm going
mom's
to
stomach.
cut you into little pieces.
And we always thought it was one of these days
Yeah.
I'm going to dance with the evil people. 20 years when I'm 20, somebody told me that's not the words.
It's
I
close
guess
enough.
so.
It's close enough, man.
But my dad was a good influence. He loved music, and we had a pool table downstairs with a nice stereo. And
Nice.
I mean, anything from Pink Floyd, Little Walter, even Bob Marley. My mom was more 70s kind of Beach Boys, Fleetwood Mac, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then my friends were across the street. I've been listening to AC/DC since they've been my favorite band since third grade.
All right. So as your favorite band, I have to ask each one of you guys.
Here we go.
So who is it? Is it Brian Johnson or Bon Scott?
Bon Scott.
Okay. How about you, sir?
They're both good.
Don't you dare. Don't fucking dare.
No, it's
Devil's
just, I mean,
advocate.
No. It's nothing about devil's advocate. It was just that they were the same band, but in the same aspect, they were different, but they worked for what they did. Bon Scott had.
That was the most.
that's the
Are you
most
a
bullshit
politician
answer
right now? Am I talking to a fucking politician right now? They were good. But they've always been good. But wow.
I don't.
Hey, that was-
If I had a choice,
Yeah.
if I had a
Well,
choice,
you do. You have a choice right now.
Well,
You
okay.
have to make
If
a
I
choice.
had to choose,
Okay.
But
all
you
right.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I would go with Bon Scott just because Bon Scott had a little bit more of a really blue type humor.
Blue type humor.
Well, that's what they used to call blue humor was, dirty minded humor.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's old school.
Yeah.
And it was just he had that tongue in cheek, I guess. Big balls.
Yeah.
Best example that I can think of.
Yeah.
He's actually talking about putting on dances and not it's just like
Yeah, all the double, triple
Yep.
Entendres.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
you, Ryan? What do you think about that?
I would say for the most part, Bon Scott.
Yeah.
And then I would kind of cherry pick the Brian Johnson years.
Okay. Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Bon Scott, Brian Johnson.
They picked it up. Oh, Bon Scott for sure, but they picked up the level of their recording.
Yeah. Oh, production wise and
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you cannot deny Back in Black. You just can't.
No.
It's an
Although
awesome album.
Powerage is still probably the way it's mixed and the way it's played and the left and right separation. I think that's definitely way up there for sure.
Yeah. I actually started going back and listening to some of that older stuff, and I really enjoy Bon Scott. His natural flow. You know what I mean? Like his cadence, and it was like there was something about him that it was like real passion. Where Brian, in the beginning, I feel like he was like really hungry for it, and then after a while, it just kind of
became
It seems so false compared to Bon Scott was. You know what I mean? It was pure passion all the way through.
It was passion, and there was a hint of like sinister about it too.
Yeah.
Which was always
And
kinda
the
cool.
funny parts about it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I really
And
enjoyed.
all the- yeah,
Because
all of that.
it was when he looked in the camera, and he just he had that. I'm about to get into some trouble. Look, man.
Yep.
He always did.
For sure, yeah.
That's that. You hear some of them stories too, and you're just like, holy shit! How did that guy live as long as he did?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? All the drinking.
man.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I thought I had some stories. Wow.
Well, I had heard one story where they said that they put him on a plane and then he didn't show up for like a week, and then shows up and he didn't have any shoes or a fucking jacket on,
And he didn't know where he was, didn't know how he got there, just kind of and you're like, how?
Yeah.
Just how?
Yep. You know, he was a hardcore fucking party
yeah.
madness,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet? How did you become a part of this? Was it an ad thing? Was it a
Craigslist, wasn't
Craigslist,
it?
yep.
The only time in my memory that Craigslist actually worked.
served a purpose in the fucking world?
It was just
The first band I was in, the Mad Hoochman,
Okay.
from back in '86.
Shout out to the fucking Mad Hoochman.
Yeah.
I like that name. That's a cool name.
We came back, or when I came back from California, we regrouped a few different ways, and we still play, still technically in it, but we do benefits.
Nice.
You know, the last big benefit we did was a girl in our grade from class of '90, Columbia Heights.
Yeah.
She got leukemia.
Oh, damn.
We did a big show for her at Route 47,
Nice.
and we do some hometown heroes, wounded warriors stuff.
Nice. Very cool.
Just kind of
Very
get
cool,
in.
man.
Centennial Boys Hockey.
Oh, nice.
You know, just
Yeah, yeah.
kind of whatever comes up.
Lending
we'll
a
do it,
hand,
sure.
dude. That's awesome. That's fantastic, man.
But it's usually about once a year,
yeah.
and just got tired of waiting. It's hard to get everybody together.
Right.
We're all over the place,
Right.
And so
Well, as you get older
Looking
too,
for
man,
more
it's there, a lot of people, man. They you know, if they, like you said, people get their guitars, they play them for a few years, and then they put them down and they go off. And the lifers, they stay in the mix of
Yeah.
it, whether it be on a podcast or fucking in a band. It's been,
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah.
It really is.
podcast band.
Right, exactly. That's kind of how it is.
singer for that is Patrick James, Patrick Reinhardt.
Oh, nice.
He's the lead singer or one of the lead singers for the Balance.
Oh,
Van Halen.
awesome.
Yep.
He's David Lee Roth, and he's born to do that. He's really great at
That's
it.
Yeah.
awesome.
So he's always busy with
Yeah.
band stuff.
Yeah, he even he puts me to shame.
He can make a crowd of 6 feel like a crowd of 30,000.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That takes a
goes
lot
big,
to
yeah.
do that, to just put it all out of your mind. Well, in your mind, because you're really in the concert in your head.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've always loved that, man. You know? Fuck that half speed shit, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're coming here to fucking get down, let's get down. Just phone it in. Hey, how you doing? You know that.
Yeah, when I phone it in, it's sex talk phone in.
There you go. Oh yeah, there you go. So how did you? So it was Craigslist that you guys.
It was
got.
Craigslist, and he came in, and well, actually, I should go back just a little bit. We gave him songs to learn, and then we actually met him in person because we wanted to see, hey, can we get along on,
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd learned from previous auditions that the ability to hang is just as important, if not more important, than the actual playing. So
Exactly.
when we were going through the last audition process, we had met a couple people. We met him at Mortimer's. We'd hang out there and just kind of get a vibe. And he was the last one of those. And we all walked away going, I think this is the guy. Like, yeah.
Nice.
And what was interesting is that he was going like, when I was learning your songs, it was just like it inspired me. I got this riff in my head.
Yeah, I wrote a song that night.
He wrote a song that night, and the next week. So his audition, we wrote "Rock Doesn't Talk."
Actually, you just played it though.
Yeah,
It was
I was just going to get to that.
Yeah,
I was just going to get to that. Come on, you know me. I like to build my stories. So it's just like. So when he came in the second week, we went some of the songs he was doing, and we said, "Hey, let's work on that one you were doing." And when he first played it for me, "Hey, it sounds cool." I go, "What would it sound like if you sped it up a little bit?" Type thing. And then all of a sudden, and then by the end of that practice, 2 hours later, we had our second song,
Nice.
and that was "Charisma and the Charm," what we started off
The
with.
first one you played, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and once again, I had some ideas in my head. So it's just like, my personal favorite, is one of my, every now and then I'll come up with lyrics that everybody likes. And that was no exception. That was one of my latest. I'm not afraid of the lady. I want to ask a beauty out. It would be so dope if she says yes, and I'd hope against hope that it's back for a nightcap and then it gets real. Wish my lucky number for a double meal.
There you go. There you go.
And it was just like I had to pop it in my head, and we recorded it. And then I was going like, "Hey, on this part right here, why don't we, stop the music, type thing." And then all of a sudden, he's going like, "There's another part," and what was that? The part you came up with, Ryan.
Oh, so he was doing the lyrics, and it was what's the line before it?
I'm trying to think. This really blows.
And just offhand, I said, not in a good way. And he was like, "You're recording that? We're putting it on the record." I'm like, "Okay, that's awesome."
Yeah, and that was actually him on the record for the first time ever. And this is what he sounds like.
Yep, my first lead vocal. Yeah,
That's awesome.
he does it on stage.
He does it on
Ziggy,
stage.
Ziggy does it on stage, but
But it's just like, yeah, that was the first song we wrote from scratch.
Yeah.
And that happened our second practice.
That's awesome.
yeah. So on the way from that home for that practice, we were like, "Yeah, this is definitely the guy. This is the direction
Yeah.
we want to go in." Absolutely,
No
yeah.
doubt
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. And it was just, and then I happened to come across the recording, the first recording that we did, and I hadn't even come up with the first verse yet. So it's just like, I did that line that I was just reciting.
Yeah.
I started the whole, you know, in this recording, you hear it repeated twice.
Sure. Nice.
So, but it's just like, and then with that one, we all were going like, it was my idea to do a music stop. I don't know what's the actual terminology.
Just a
There's a
stop.
break
Just
break.
a break or stop. Yeah.
I was going like,
or a series of breaks.
Yeah.
yep. And it's just like, I'm going like, hey, because we were going like, okay, when we write a song, we got to make sure each part's a little bit different
Yeah.
than everything else. And that's the good thing about
Yeah, the riff originally was bluesy and slower,
Yep.
and it didn't have that break in there.
Yep, exactly.
So let me ask you this, man. And I always love breaking down people's processes too, man. So, and I know, coming from old school, man. You get being a younger cat. You come in with a lot of viv and vigor, a lot of piss and vinegar. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When a guy that doesn't play guitar asks you to speed it up, does it bother you? I mean, I'm just it's an honest question.
No, it is. It
It's
is.
a legit question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's legit, and I think it.
Choose your words
it
carefully.
helped. it just made sense. So,
Okay.
of course. And,
I was just always
it
curious,
wasn't
'cause
that much.
yeah.
It wasn't that much.
No, it wasn't,
because
no.
it's still.
Yeah,
and there's
right.
two parts. And
Yeah.
Yeah. It just kind of locked it into the groove that it's in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And-
The keys to the song
Even-
are that there's a faster part that's totally kind of almost doesn't belong,
Yep.
and that's where we end up doing the solo at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the verse part, and there's
Now let me ask you, when you hit the first riff and you're riffing it out. Now, is this something that you repeat multiple times to kind of get the feel of it? Now, when you've got your verse ready to go and you're kind of spitting it along the slow part of it.
Right.
Where do you feel like was it in the cadence and how it was coming out? Like in your mind, were you not just catching the rhythm of how he was going, or was it? You know what I'm saying? Because
So I came up with the words, and my problem is, as someone who doesn't really know music, when I come up with vocal melodies and all that, it's usually the same melody over and over again.
Okay.
But it's just like I've learned to adapt where I'm going like, okay, you do something, and I will fit those lyrics. I'll see if I can fit those lyrics over your specific.
sure.
And that's how this song came along. It's just like, and then
So you're just feeling what he's playing,
Yep.
or what the band's playing.
Yep,
behind
and
you.
then it's just like, okay, so how can I phrase this,
And
these
manipulate
lyrics
and- yeah.
to make it work?
Yeah.
It's just like there'll be times where we're going like, no, these lyrics don't fit that, or but I just get that feel.
Sure.
So
now,
far.
now is this something like, say, do you have a full tune written, or is it something where you have like a chunk and you go, okay, I'm gonna say this to this thing. Now if it doesn't come out right,
Right. Okay, so it
we know when you think it's the words because we're just doing whatever, and all of a sudden you hear him cracking up, and laughing.
Usually, yeah.
got it.
Yeah, yeah.
I got it. It's gonna work.
It starts with him laughing.
It's just like I'm going over the lyrics, trying to sing it in my head to the music that they're playing to see if I can fit it. I'm going, and then I'm like, yes, it works. Yes.
Right.
And it's just, yeah, it's just interesting. So I mean, I'll get to it a little bit later, but there's a song coming up, much later that had a completely different mixed signals. You know, when I first came up with the idea of
yeah.
what it sounds like.
a funny
Yeah, but we can get to that. You know, when we get closer to that song.
And now is that the slower one? That's a slower paced one, right?
Yep.
Even slower.
Yeah. So.
But you're more talking in that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. And I did that to
It has
break
a good
it up.
feel to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
But when we started, we might as well talk about it.
Okay. Yeah.
When we started, it was Tank was done, and we
Yep.
had zero for music.
Yeah.
Like, we were sitting in there in the studio, and he gave us some ideas, but we really couldn't bring anything out of it. And then we're trying to figure out what does Tank want, and we finally got it. And then Ryan or Cavs is like, I think that's Michael Jackson.
No. So what had happened was that.
There's a story behind this. Yeah.
There's a story behind it. So when I
dude.
was thinking of the song, because I know he likes it when I do the vocal melody, right? So like I said, my vocal melody sometimes always sounds the same, right? So I had this vocal melody in my head. Well, on the way to practice, it was like me and Cavs, we were listening to a Michael Jackson cover from Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
And I'll get to, you'll understand in a second here. So it's just like so what I did, so when we got there, I'm going like, okay, he says, give me a vocal melody and I'll put a vocal melody to it, right? So I'm singing it and he's doing it. And all of a sudden I'm going like, wait a minute, something's familiar about this. And the next thing you know, I'm singing to myself, beat it, just beat it. We're like, nope, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So I told
the music was going dun 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 dun. I'm like, that does sound familiar.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
We just changed it. All right.
So I
let's
told
go
them-
drop D. Kind of like what you said. I
Yeah.
think when you interviewed these guys last year.
Yeah.
We need more drop D songs because we're
Yeah.
gonna we're gonna tune. We might as well
Yeah.
be there for a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. So
And-
that was it
Yep.
in the studio. Just let's go drop D, and then
I told him, you give me something, you know, and I'll see if I can fit these lyrics over it.
Right.
yeah.
And at first he tried one and it didn't quite work. And then he went into this riff and I'm going like,
And it was like, yep.
yeah, it works. It works.
I think mostly it was the drums that
Yep.
inspired me on it. What you did with that, and like, oh yeah, that's got a really good groove, really good feel.
Yep.
And then the
Oh, yeah. And then we
added
just kind
a
of built it
couple
from there.
different
Yeah.
parts
Yep.
and-
Yeah.
And that was
the
a breakup
drums
song.
Oh,
So
A very, very vicious breakup.
very vicious breakup. So it's called mixed signals. So it's just like, well, hun, I am done with your push and pull because you throw mixed signals like schizophrenic air control.
there you go.
And I've been working with that.
Oh,
like,
you've had that line for
I've had
a
that line
while,
for
yeah.
ages, and I was trying
It
to.
was in a different song, and
Yep.
I was kind of mad that you pulled it out of that other song.
I
because
know, man.
I think it's a
But
good
we weren't
call-out to
recording
the-
that song. That was a we decided that was going to be one of it was basically a cover of one of his other bands,
Oh, gotcha.
and we decided. So I first put it in there, but then we were going like, nah, I don't think we're going to actually record it. Type thing. So I'm going, okay, so I got to put it someplace else. I got to have it so that everyone has a chance to listen to it. And then,
Well, and then the other thing is, because the other song we're talking about is also in drop D. So we would do those back to back a lot of times. And it's like they both have the same kind of hook line in it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
maybe we don't want to do that.
yeah. So it's just like, and it's just, and I've been working with that line for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I had that line, you throw mixed signals like schizophrenic air control. It's just like, oh, man.
Yeah,
And
it's a
it's
good
just
one,
like,
man.
finally got to use it. So, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just,
So now is there any stuff from their older catalog that you picked up and had to learn? I mean,
For
you
sure.
were learning their
sure.
stuff. But
And,
are there
I enjoy
anything there? Oh, you do.
I mean, I really like the songs, and that's kind of the thing that drew me in.
Nice.
Is that they had two albums, not complete, but
Right.
two EPs, we'll say.
Yep.
And I listened to them, and they're recorded very well, and the guitar parts were great. And I didn't really realize what they were, who they were, etc.
Right.
The guy before me, Matt, he's got 2 or 3 times more notes,
Yeah.
or 4
Yeah.
times per solo.
Yeah,
than-
he's
that's just his style, and my style different.
Yeah.
But before that, it was 2 guitarists, and so all the songs they played had 2 different guitar parts, and
Yeah,
they weaved them in, and so part of the fun was figuring out
How to
what
s-
am I
yeah,
going to
yeah.
do
Yeah, yeah.
with my wall of, how am I going to build a wall of sound and include everything,
Right.
And I think like after a year, Tank's like, that's what you play for that song? Oh, we got to record that.
Nice.
And we ended up, a couple of
That
those
was
songs
evil.
we ended up on a live album.
Dynamically, Tank, how has it changed? You know, some of those older songs when you have, I mean, with two guitar players filling that sound up and being able, because like you said, it's two different guitar parts. So
Well, it's funny you should mention that. So one of our songs, "Welcome to the Show." So it's really cool. Okay, one thing about Outlaw Saint is we're old school. Okay, no. How do I say this? I mean.
backing tracks are bullshit.
Yeah, no. Yep, thank you.
Exactly,
Thank
exactly.
you. No backing tracks. You know, basically, it's going to sound a little bit different from the album to what we're doing.
Right.
You know, type thing, but not much. And
But you got to be able to deliver
Yeah.
on stage, whatever you're playing.
Right.
You can't-
right. And it's just like to us, there's no theatrical props. You know, we're basically a no frills, you know, old school high energy rock show.
We'll probably be the last band to use floor monitors. Like,
Yeah.
I will never go in here.
Nope.
I've done it a couple times. I hated it.
Yep.
So yeah, if they ever get rid of those, we can't play anymore. We're done.
No, it's just like I don't like in ear because I want to feel the energy of the crowd. I want, you know, both my ears to be open because you see all these people with in ears. They have to take it out to enjoy the crowd.
Sure.
And it's just like no. It's just like the crowd makes us want to go harder.
Any of you guys suffering any sort of ear damage at all?
Surprisingly, no.
No.
I have some of the best hearing of some of the people I know, and they're like, "How is that possible?" I'm like, "I don't know."
My hearing.
Me and
so
Cabs wear earplugs in the studio.
Nice.
These two do not.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know what it is because I have to take yearly ear tests for my work.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so there was one time 2 years ago that I took it and they're going like, okay, well, but even after, 30 some years of me playing with music, I still had fairly good hearing. It was just like there were certain frequencies that I couldn't hear.
Gotcha.
And basically it was
High frequencies.
yeah, high frequency. So basically, what it was when you have loud music in the background, I can't hear conversations. I can't understand, consonants or anything like that.
Yeah.
But here's the twist: 1 year later, all right, I had just gotten my ears cleaned 1 week before I took the test.
Yeah.
Not realizing I was taking the test, and my hearing improved.
There you go. There you go.
So it's just like, no, my hearing is still good after all this time. It's just, and I think, and this is just my opinion, I think what it is that back in the day, the old, like 70s and 80s, everything was coming from the amp.
Yeah.
The type thing. Even nowadays, even when you have floor monitors and all of that, most of it, I've heard a lot of sound guys saying, no, I want you guys to sort of turn down a little bit and then I will
Compensate. Yeah.
Yeah, compensate through the mains. Yeah.
And I think, I'm just saying, I
Lame as fuck. That's so stupid, and that you should be able to feel your amps on stage, not just hear them, feel them. And if you want to compensate, turn it down a little bit. That's what you got to do. Don't fucking give me this shit. I got to turn my amp down. My amp is at 11 all the time. I don't even play guitar, and I just hated when they would go, could you turn it down a little bit? No, man, I can't feel his guitar. You can hear it, but you're not giving me the feeling on the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's so fucking stupid. I don't think
Plus, when they crank you on the live, or they crank you on the mains, it's different. It doesn't sound like how I want it to sound.
No.
But I found a way around it. I found IR simulators.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't put a microphone to the amp. I give them a IR out, either out of the pedal board or out of the amp.
Oh, okay.
And so then I can tune it,
right.
and they can't do much with it after.
That's a pretty genius idea. What do you play through?
I play through a little 20 watt because I'm old,
Right.
I had my 100 watts.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
I got a 20 watt Friedman JJ Jr.
Oh.
And it's a modded Marshall sound basically. But the amp before that was an orange.
Love those fucking things.
Orange rocker something, and I didn't like the orange metal sound.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me.
Sure.
I'm a little bit more 80s metal.
Sure. So you like it? Is it more brighter?
So I would go on the clean channel
Yeah.
and do everything through pedals.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess we're
Does that give you
getting
more
into a
control
story
that way?
here.
I mean, you can really kind
Because I got different levels of gain.
Gotcha.
I got compressor, then a tube screamer, then a Dynaplex, which is a modded Marshall sound,
Okay.
and then an EP booster, and then I guess that's it for gain.
Yeah.
But depending on the song, I just click them because I usually have my guitar cranked. I don't roll it back.
As every guitar player does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for what we do, there's just not a reason to roll it back, because what if I don't roll it back enough, and what if I can't get it to the right spot? And
Right.
I'm not fast enough to go back and forth and
Yeah,
make
yeah,
the
yeah.
micro adjustments.
None of that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, just back to finish this amp story.
oh, sorry.
I bought myself a Les Paul when I turned 50.
Yeah.
It was my birthday present to
Yeah.
myself, and I was in one of the. I tried a whole bunch of different ones, not exactly sure what to get. Different necks, different pickups, and I accidentally plugged into a Friedman JJ Jr. I'm like, holy shit, that's the sound I've been trying to get with all these pedals for years and years and years, and this is just plugged straight in, and I absolutely love it for that. And
Nice.
it has a direct out of the back, so it's got a cabinet simulator instead of mic in the amp. You just give him that, and it
Right.
sounds exactly how you want
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And he also has a delay pedal, and this is really cool.
Well, it's not a delay. It's
Is
a,
it what
it's
is
a
it called?
looper.
Oh, is it a looper? Oh, looper.
It's both.
Oh, it's both.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what?
Charisma,
So,
it's on delay, and
oh, okay.
Welcome to the Show, it's on delay, but Rock Does the Talking, it's a looper.
Oh, okay. So what's really cool is that live wise, without using backing tracks, there'll be certain songs that he'll be doing a guitar harmony.
It's still a backing track though.
No, but
Well,
But
Recorded
technically
from
it
my
is
pedal.
though.
But
Okay.
recorded
It's a
live
loophole.
5 seconds
Right,
before.
but it's a loophole. I like it.
it's a big loophole.
it's a big
It's a
loophole
big
because we're not
loophole.
using click tricks
right, gotcha.
and click
Gotcha,
tracks
gotcha.
to do
Yeah,
that.
we don't have a laptop on stage. We're not running it. It's like he's
What's
doing
going
it.
What's going on with music, dude?
I have
Why is
no
that a thing? How did that become a thing? Is it because people are trying to do too much shit in the studio that it's like that overproduction, like way over the top production that they need to try to?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's that, and then I've heard theories that the audience they expect that now, and it's just like that's the norm now. Is you want to hear it exactly like it is on the record, which I'm like, why?
Now
Then
when I was
why go see
now
the
when I
band?
was a kid, that was a big thing for me. Like if I saw a band live and they didn't play it like the record, I was like, that wasn't a great show. Where you don't understand that they've been playing that record from the time they wrote the shit
Yep.
till they recorded it. Now they went on a year or two long tour.
Yep.
So
and they've
promote
been
the
playing
record.
this-
They
yeah.
gotta say,
But
do the
they've been
same hits
playing
every
the
night.
same
Yeah.
shit every night.
Yeah.
But when the jam aspect of it, the improvisation that as a young man you don't understand, and then all of a sudden you see the stank face. They get into the
Yeah,
solo,
yeah.
and it's completely different, and you go, "Holy shit, that was awesome!"
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Or the drum solo, you hear, and then in live, he's like, "Hold on a second, I gotta." Switch the whole kid around. You know what I mean? Neil Peart type shit. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just now with us is just a lot of people are really enjoy our stage show.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like I say, it's just like you can have a not your best show, but if you put on a good show, no one really notices. So it's just like people are always using the iPads to get the lyrics, blah blah blah, right? Well, I got news for you. To this day, I still have not sang "For Whom the Bell Tolls" correctly.
And you never will, because you will never have lyrics on stage.
Exactly, but it's just like when I move around and people are going like, "Oh, hey, that's so cool." That's like when I know I fuck up, like if I go off key or whatnot. All I gotta do is a drum riser jump at the end of the song,
Right.
and
And
everyone
it
else
wipes it.
forgets
It's
about it.
fine.
Just
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, did you see the way he jumped?
That's awesome.
He looks like Meatloaf, but he jumps like Diggity wrong."
Well, you don't look as Meatloaf anymore. Dude.
Not anymore. No,
you're
no.
you're much thinner, dude. Like,
Yes.
That's. Have you been feeling good, man?
So that's sort of almost a loaded question in a way because I'm 80 pounds. I lost 80 pounds in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And when I was 80 pounds heavier, almost 300 pounds, I was still energetic.
Right.
It's just like, moving around, that part hasn't changed. But I do like the fact that
You haven't noticed it.
I've noticed it. I've noticed it
Jump a
a
little
little
higher.
bit. Yeah, I can actually sing higher now because I've been getting. I've always been iffy about vocal training.
Sure.
Just because most of the ones that I've tried in the past, they're going like, no, you're doing it wrong. It's just like, you got to do it this way. This is the only way that you got to do it. And no one worked to how I sang. And I finally had a friend of mine. He was going like, no, I'm just going to show you just like different techniques. And because of that, and also because of the fact that was right around the time I started losing weight, that he, had me do all these different vocal practices. And because of that and the fact that I lost the weight, I can sing a lot better now. I actually quit drinking almost 3 years ago.
Nice, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Well, and it's just like, there's been times where I'm going like, I could really use a drink, but it's just like, no, my voice is getting better. And it also didn't help that, when I quit drinking, I had 20 shots in 2 hours.
That'll do it.
Yeah, but here's the whole thing. No trip to the hospital and no hangover. I had no hangover. But thinking back on it all, what really scared me was, so it was shots 11 through 14 that did me in.
Yeah.
So I actually blacked out, not passed out, blacked out after shot number 14.
Sure.
And then I was told I had 6 shots more after that. But it was the fact that the last 4 shots was a 4 horseman.
Delicious.
For those who don't know this, 4 horsemen is the 4 J's of whiskey. So Jack, Jameson, Jimmy, and Johnny.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. Well, it was all in the same glass. It was one shot each in the same glass. Yep. And
Exactly.
hang on.
Exactly.
This is
Disgusting.
no. Here's the scary part. This is when I knew I had a problem because I drank it in 10 seconds. I go like water.
Like water, and no
No gag reflex.
nothing, and we're just like, no.
There's so much wrong with that sentence right there, dude. Like, I drink it for, 10 seconds?
Yep.
Fucking A, dude.
Yep, I drank it like water. Yep, no gag reflex. I was good, and that's when I blacked out.
That's fucking
And
disgusting.
that's when I realized, okay, I got a problem.
Where's Cabs at tonight?
Oh, he's representing us at Impaler.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yep.
And I appreciate it, man, because fucking I'm kind of bummed that I didn't make it there. But
Yeah,
we got business.
exactly. So, but it's just, and that's why I quit drinking. So
Yeah.
I quit drinking and, I can sing a little bit better. But now that I've lost the weight, I'm not wheezing all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, his overall performance has gotten 1,000 times better.
And it also helps. It also helps for the last 5 years now. There's been an open jam at Route 47, Mad Mike's open mic, and I'm not a big fan when it comes to being in a band, an actual band. I'm not a fan of covers at all.
Yeah.
Just because they've been overdone, blah blah blah. But at the open jam, we're playing like Route 47, so here's a chance to actually work on my stage show.
Yeah.
Using the covers and, getting everyone's attention and practicing. So now all I got to do is, okay, I do this and I do this and I do this. Now we got to work it out to all of our originals for the songs.
Right.
So it's just, and now that I'm, 80 pounds lighter, it's just like I can move a lot better.
Right.
So yeah, it's just, and things have been getting, it's just, we're writing songs, I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm getting more social now. I'm at the point where I'm about ready to change my name to Gregorius.
There you go, man. It's a wonderful name.
This is like
how it is, bro.
Yep, Gregorius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like calling me Gregorius is like saying that Axl Rose has just a little ego.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
That's what he. Where are you talking? I saw you with a McDonald's cup. Yes, I did have McDonald's tonight, and go fuck yourself. That's what I'm saying. He says, well, we're talking about weight loss, and I saw you with a McDonald's cup, Greg. You disgust me, he says. And I'll have you know that is the first time this week, and I usually only eat fast food one time a week, and it's usually Fridays. I treat myself to a little bit, but I haven't eaten fast food on a regular basis in a really long time. I will eat shit at home and I cook for myself quite a bit. I have lost some weight, but I'm doing it slowly, and I walk anywhere from 2 to 6 miles a day. So I do get my steps in. I don't go to the gym. I haven't been doing any kind of hard workouts. I haven't hit my heavy bag in over a year or longer because my back's all fucked up. And when I get to hit my heavy bag, I start slow and end up knocking shit all over, and and then I want to kick, and then I start kneeing, and then once I go to my knees, then I'm in my elbows and doing all kinds of stupid shit. So I end up hurting myself pretty bad. He says, "Isn't it delicious? Go fuck yourself, child."
But I was going to say, you are doing the kayaking too. I've seen the post about that. So
I got to do that,
cool.
you know. And so I work with a dude who's been a buddy of mine for a really long time, and he's 53 as well, and he's on testosterone and shit. You know, he's just like, when he did all the tests, was really low. So I was like, oh fuck, do I have to worry about that? I've been putting on weight through the years for a while. I hurt my back. I added a bunch more weight on. I drank a whole bunch, and I brew beer, but I only drink once a day, or once a day, once a week. I usually drink once a week,
right?
You know, and I have anywhere from 1 to 5 beers. That's about as much I have. Now my beers are this big. But, you know what I'm saying?
Thor-sized beers.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is like, you know, I really cut back on a lot of shit. Now, this is my question for you.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing it GLP-1s, or are you doing something different?
Okay,
or?
so actually, a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Sure. And that's usually an option, right? For the GLP-1s are kind
right. So what
to help you dial it in, right?
Yeah. Well, so I'm on something called Mounjaro, which is a more potent form of Ozempic.
Sure.
And it's actually meant for blood sugar. You know, it's actually meant for diabetes. It's one of those medications where it has a secondary, you know, which is weight loss. You can use it for weight loss, but it was actually developed for diabetes.
Right.
And so my doctor was going like, so we're going to put you on this because you're diabetic. And he actually went to my insurance company and go like, no, he's on it because he's diabetic.
Yeah, not because he lives in Beverly Hills and wants a sweet looking ass.
Exactly, exactly. And
they didn't believe you, did they?
No, they did. So it turns out I got high end insurance at my work.
Nice.
And he told the insurance company, no, he's on it because he's diabetic. And Mounjaro usually cost $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
I only pay $30. You know, because
now you got to stop bragging, because there's going to be people that get. I'm not going to see that Outlaw Saint, that fucking singer, dude. Motherfuckers telling me that got that sweet ass insurance and shit. Bragging ass motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
I'm giving you shit.
No, I know, but it's just, you know, it's ironic because diabetes actually saved my life, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, saved the whole thing. It's just, and right now I'm in what I consider remission. Meaning, so they go by something called A1C, blood sugar. And when I was first diagnosed, I was 8.4. So anything 6.4 and above is diabetic.
Yeah.
And they put me on Mounjaro and something else called metformin. And then 6 months later, when I came back, I was at 5.6. Well, 5.7 is pre-diabetic.
Sure.
And so then they were going like, okay, we're going to take you off the metformin because metformin apparently has some long
side effects.
For the long use. And then so
you just see him like a year later, and his wang is like this long and shit. What's wrong with you, dude? Side effect, bro.
And so they took me
and
off.
that's our new stage prop.
Yeah, exactly. And then 6 months later, you know,
Hold on. I gotta hit this joke. There's no more jumping off the stage without fucking pogoing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Like it's like doink. Sorry, I had to, man.
No, that's all right.
I had to.
That's all right. Go ahead. I don't care, man. It's like half the time I'll make fun of myself too. So it's just like
Oh, I'm not making fun. I just fucking, you know, I'm half goofy in the head. That's
and it's so I went in back in when was it, March?
Yeah.
I went in and I'd only gone up 0.1 on my A1C. So I was at 5.3 6 months before that, and I'm only at 5.4, not being on metformin, just being on Mounjaro.
Gotcha.
And so technically I'm in remission, but you know, the thing is that Mounjaro's only been around for 5 years, so they don't know the long term, you know, for that. All I know is that for the first 6 months, that I was a Monjero, I was losing 10 pounds a month.
Now let me ask you this.
Okay.
Now they wean you on slowly, right? They give you like a small dose, and you kind of build yourself up, and then they boost your doses. Like, now is it like monthly, every couple months, or?
So they wait until the side effects are over with, and then when I'm feeling well, that all depends.
Yeah,
So,
I have a buddy whose wife is on one of those drugs, and he was talking about she had really bad stomach cramping and issues like that for like a full week, and then and it was when when she transitioned from one dose to the next. So when they upped the dose, like it really affected her real bad. But then he said
then your body gets used to it, and then you go for about at least a week. To see.
Now, is it sickness? Is it dizziness?
Okay, so here's what a lot of people don't realize is that a majority of the side effects, at least on Monjero, in my experience, has not been from the Monjero itself.
Okay.
It is because of how fast you're losing the weight.
Oh, gotcha.
Because the GLP will eat away at your fat, and it doesn't make the fat disappear.
Right.
It turns it into gas.
Okay.
And that's the reason why you have the side effects, is because you have all this built up gas.
Okay.
And so, but your body eventually gets used to it,
Right.
and then they say, okay, well, you've been a whole week without, any side effects. We're going to up your dosage. Yeah. Well, once again, when you're upping the dosage, all of a sudden it's eating away at the fat,
Right.
and you got gas again.
Right.
So
now, in the middle of this, did they give you nutritional shit to where you do they ask you to change your thing? Do you have to go? Do they say
suggest.
that you should be working your muscles more and doing things to like strengthen yourself as you're, because so when you're a big guy, right? You're a big fella. You're using a lot of that muscle to carry yourself.
Yep.
Now, as it's eating that fat away,
Right.
is it also taking the muscle away from you?
So
as
that's
well?
the whole thing. Is that unfortunately, when you're losing the weight, it doesn't determine between muscle and fat. Okay, and that's why they always say, that's why you're supposed to do weights, and things like that. And with Monjero, what's really interesting is they say obviously stay away from certain foods. Well, there are certain foods that make give me a sore stomach because of the Monjero.
Yeah.
So it's just like I can't eat anything with sugar or a certain like Route 47. I used to love their fries, really greasy fries. Well, I can't have their fries anymore because it reacts with the Monjero. Or anything with sugar, or especially brown sugar. So that makes me stop eating that.
Yeah.
And
so you just start paying attention to how it's affecting you, and then you adjust from there. Actually, I
Exactly.
was really curious about that shit. I would never do it just because of I'm afraid as fuck of the side effects of anything.
Right.
So like the whole COVID thing, and I know it's really taboo to talk about the shit, and like my mom, begged me to get the jab, and I just didn't know enough about it. I have a serious fear about things, putting things in your body, and then fucking 5 years later they're going, oh, by the way, you're gonna start fucking having a gill on the side of your neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sweet, I can swim. But
So apparently, Monjero is GLP, and apparently everyone has GLP in their system naturally.
Right.
As you get older, that GLP sort of fades away a little bit.
Sure.
You sort of use it up, and that's when your metabolism goes down. So
sure.
basically, GLP kickstarts your metabolism,
Sure.
and it's that metabolism that wears down at the fat.
Yeah. Now,
But-
is this something that you have to do for the rest of your life now?
We don't know.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. So right now on it, I don't have to use metformin to stay under,
Sure.
to keep my A1C in normal range.
Right.
So the problem is the old thought, because of how new it is, they don't know the long term,
Yeah.
of Monjero is because it used to be believed, and I don't know if it's still the thought, that once you become diabetic, you're always diabetic. You're never going to get normal. So we don't know if I get off the Monjero, if
Everything spikes again.
So let me ask you this now. Now, does it just curve your appetite completely? Does it mess with the mental part of it? Do you get hungry like you used to? I don't know. I don't know if you smoke weed or not. So here's the thing: like, does it mentally like shut shit off? Do you have to remind yourself that you're hungry?
So this is where it gets interesting, and I've just been I've just been discovering this
Yeah.
after being on it for a long time. Is some people, they say it takes away your cravings for snacks and all that.
For
And-
snatch?
Snacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully not.
No, hopefully not. No.
Dude, look at this hot chick. Nope. Can't do it. She's got a snatch.
Yeah.
I refuse. Sorry, man.
So, no. Keep it. That's fine.
Professionalism at its finest.
So I've
ADHD.
been noticing, and this is just me, is that I know I'm hungry, but it's not. Oh, you're so hungry, you got to eat.
Okay.
You know, I know I'm hungry, but if I don't happen to eat a whole lot, it doesn't bug me that I'm not eating a whole lot.
Sure.
You know, so
Now, by this time, though, your stomach's got to be small enough that you probably don't eat like you used to eat.
oh yeah, I definitely do not eat like I used to eat.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, that's probably the best way I can put it.
Right.
You know, but like I said, I don't know if it's because, you know, it's killing my craving. You know, it's the GLP is basically silencing, you know, the
Now
the
it
hunger.
seems to me with you
Right.
that I've noticed
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't affected your drive for the opposite sex. Now I've heard
No,
that's
Okay.
becoming kind of a thing now. Though
Well,
that
here's the whole
people
thing.
are
So-
people are losing their sex drive after they lose a ton of weight and they get hot
No.
looking
The-
and they're not actually
The problem
wanting to
is
fuck.
the problem is that they lose their sex drive when they are that weight. So you know, so it becomes to the point when you lose that weight, you're already, your sex drive is already down when you're losing that weight. So it's just a matter of,
And you're mentally still in that place.
you're mentally still in that place where it's just like, oh, hey, I was big, I just don't have the sex.
Wait. You confuse me because that makes absolutely no sense. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm fat as fuck right now.
Right.
I'm 350-ish right now.
Right.
When I was closer to 400,
Right.
I didn't lose my sex drive at all. And I will not, I will fuck the hole in the wall over there is what I'm saying.
Okay, now with
so
me,
explain to me,
okay,
what you mean
it's
by
different.
that? Because that seems weird.
Mine is a completely different situation.
Okay.
Mine is a completely different situation because, how do I put this? I am the platonic king. I am the lord of the friend zone.
Okay.
You know, type thing. It's just one of those where.
So if you're the Lord there, let me ask you this.
okay.
Are you Sauron, the Lord of Friend Zone, or are you the Wizard of the Friend Zone? That's my question.
Ooh.
Are you Oz? Are you Oz? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I've been in the friend zone for so long. I don't even know anymore. To me, it's a normal, thing of life. And to me, it's just like, they want to be they want me to be their brother, but not their lover.
Yeah.
It's just, women.
That's a cool little.
No,
lyric right there, dude. It's
don't
got a
get me
song
wrong.
about
It's
it.
It is actually in our songs.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. It's just, they look at me as, hey, I can trust you. Hey, you listen to me when I need you, or, blah, blah, blah. But
He is a safe space.
So you never whip your wang out, is what you're saying.
So that's how I came to Charisma and the Charm. Is that there's three things that I believe that you need, you need charisma, which, grabs their attention. You need charm that sort of drags them in, but you need the chemistry to keep them there.
No, you don't.
Well,
No. I'm going to tell you this right now. All you got to do is be a fucking prick.
and I'm not a prick. That's the whole thing. I'm not a
That's
prick.
the thing
I'm
is
not
that
a prick.
you are though.
No,
That's
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm
you
not.
Are.
No, I'm
you
not.
are, and you could be very easily.
Okay, I don't
So-
want
so-
to be, and that's not me.
If you want to keep one around, it's a game that you play.
Yeah,
we
I don't
we
play
talked
games.
about this.
I don't play
That's
games.
the thing is that you say that, but you have to. It doesn't
No,
matter.
you
It
don't
doesn't-
have to.
You do, and this
No,
is the
you
funny.
don't.
You do. I'm telling you, you do. You do. I
That
have
goes
a
against my
wife. I've been
morals.
married and with the same woman for 23 fucking years. You do have to play a game, and I will tell you this game. It is. Here's the thing.
All right.
When you chase a woman, what do? They run.
Mm-hmm.
So when you run, they're going to chase you, right?
No.
Why not? Because you're not desirable enough for them to chase you. Because you're not
No,
giving
because
them enough for them to chase.
No, because they find out.
Bullshit! I'm as real as they fucking come, bro. I'm as real as they come. I'm telling you that right now. I'm as real
you
as
do
they
not
come.
believe how many times a woman will come up to me because they think I have a Harley, and when they find out I don't ride, they walk away right away.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Right, but what I'm saying...
So that's material. So what you're saying
Right.
is, so chicks want material, and they're the
that's
fake
been my
fucking
experience.
shit.
That has been my
But
experience.
that's not your problem, though.
That's the whole that's the whole thing, is that it's not my...
That's the debacle right there, dude. This is what I mean by you don't. The game isn't the game. What people
Right, but
think about.
I don't
Hey,
like mind games.
I'm here to play. I understand that, and that's not what I'm trying to
No,
say.
no, I
because
understand what you're saying.
women in general, it's not that you trick them. It's not a big magical
I don't.
trick.
No.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
understand
saying?
that.
But
what
there
I'm
is
saying
something that women have inside of them that when you chase them, they run.
Yep.
And when you run, if you're a good man who knows how to essentially play the game, which regardless of what anybody thinks, okay? So let's break it down like this.
All right.
There's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
And he falls in love with a chick.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now the chick realizes what normal chicks realize. They will risk everything for something different. They'll
Yep.
risk everything. They'll risk their happiness for nonsense.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
They will do that in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
What gets them to stay? What is it that a man needs to deliver to a woman to get them to stay? How do you think that works?
I know how other people think it works, but I don't agree with it, and I would rather. I don't. To me, I'm too old to be playing these games.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm 50 years old. You know, I'm like 51 years old. Okay. The only thing that right now that's keeping me going is music.
What kind of game do you think I'm talking about?
Well, no, it's the whole chase and catch thing.
Sure.
Okay, to me, it's just like I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
Okay, to me, I would want a woman who appreciates me for who I am and the way that I treat them.
How do you get them there first? Because that's the thing. You
Exactly.
still have to talk to them. You still have to function.
Trust me, I know how to talk to women.
Right.
Okay, that's never been an issue.
Right.
But it's just they I don't know. I'm guessing. This is just a guess, okay? You know, I can't read everyone's mind, okay?
I wish we could.
Yeah, but it's just like
Shut up already, dude.
That would be such a bad idea if we could read everybody's mind. Not good.
I know Tank's like, shut this guy up. Somebody get him off the subject.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. I just like, you know.
I'm giving you shit.
Oh, I know.
I love it, and you know what sucks, man, is that it does. It's a fucking bummer that you have to do that shit to go back and forth with someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not as genuine as it was when we were younger. It seems like, you know what I mean? Like maybe I'm pretty old school in that thought process.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, you meet somebody, you fall in love. It's kind of one of that the fairy tale type thing, the shit that's in the box, I guess. Which as we get older, it's rougher and harder to fucking, you know.
Yeah, it's just like I want to.
The dating apps and shit. Like,
Let's not even talk about the dating apps, because half of the time you don't even know if they're real.
Yeah.
Okay. There'll be times that I'll be on Match and something gets interesting, and then after like a dozen, you know, going back and forth, all of a sudden they disappear.
yeah.
Or they lose interest, or there was even one case where she didn't receive one of my last messages.
Oh.
And so it's just like, I don't know what's going on. But it's just like, my whole thing is, hey, I've always believed in equality.
Sure.
Okay. And so it's just like, you know, I want to go out, I want to do my thing, but I want, you know, someone to be there with, someone to be loyal to with. Okay. And I'm looking for a woman who has friends, who does her own thing on her own time. And hey, every now and then, let's get together and let's, you know, still share that intimacy, but we're loyal to each other.
Yeah.
But we still go out and do everything, you know.
You still have your own lives, but
You
still
mean,
have
you
our
mean a
own
normal
shared-
relationship,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
which is fucking so uncommon these days.
It is. And to me, I would rather be alone than to be in a relationship where I'm either, you know, the dominating or the, you know, the subjugating.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be different if we took turns, you know, hey, I'm going to hit on you this time. Hey, this time I'm going to wear lingerie, you know, type
Yeah.
thing. When you're going back and forth, that's one thing.
Right.
But usually it's like, you know, some of the experience I've seen is that, you know, they're looking for the guy that they can control, or they're looking for the guy that they're going to be with. You know, they don't have anything going on, and they think that
That's what we were talking about before we got on the air.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. That's why when I get into a conversation with metalheads and guys that are creative, and they mention something like, yeah, my partner allows me, gives me the space to be creative and do what I want to do, I always stop and say, thank you, because that is like the biggest thing. The worst thing it is when you got to go to band practice and they're going, tonight? And you're like, yeah, like last week on Wednesday and Friday and fucking whenever. We got a show next Friday, so it's probably going to be Thursday night, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even, you know, and then the show. Oh. You're like, come on, man, really?
We got to do a showcase this week too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's going to be happening in September.
Let's play a song.
right.
Let's run to this. What did we get here? We did
Charisma and the Charm.
Yep. And then we were gonna do. I wrote the fucking thing down. It's right in front of me. Fucking,
Rock does the talking.
that's the one. Rock does the talking. We're gonna do that. We're gonna listen to this tune, folks. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Now this city goes to all of those who try to put us down. We love the rock and we're never gonna stop. And now we're done messing around. Yeah.
was awesome. I really did. There's some fucking cool shit in there. It's great when a guitar player is like, "This is where I do that cool thing we were talking about." I love that shit. I really do. I dig that, man. It's like you were talking shit about the backtrack. See, but it's a looper. This is where I use it right here. And you understand. I mean, a lot when you're in a band, you understand the process of recording. It's like you're not going to get all those cool sounds right off the jump. It's like you go back and add it to it. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Some people don't know that process. You know what? I wanted to give you mad kudos though, dude. There's something that you've done a couple times. The last 2 podcasts and a couple times when I've talked to you in person. You're fucking good at remembering your lyrics. And here's the thing is that now I was talking to my wife about this and my daughter as a kid, man, it was like one of those things, the phonics part, the A, B, C, D. She caught the groove of how you were saying it and she picked it up really, really easy. When it would come to spelling bees, she'd mess up for a little while, and then we got her singing this, like spelling the words with a song kind of, and just give her a little run to it. Now, as a musician, I would pay attention to what she's hearing off the bat, and she'd do the air drums and it'd be totally off, and I'm like, wait a second, honey, you hear that? Right? That's the hi-hat. That's the one that's keeping the time of it all, right? I hear the, that fucking, there's the bass. And you just see her mind go, I understand.
Putting it together.
Yeah. And then you go, now watch it fall together. Or the, and it comes in where guys like us, vocalists or lyricists, you're writing it all down. And once you get it, like you said, you go, all right, I'm listening to this riff. I'm trying to figure out how my cadence is going to fill that little spot. I look at Ozzy and how they say, and how everybody in the band, Black Sabbath, were like, people say, okay, Geezer wrote the lyrics, and he probably where Ozzy came up with the melodies without the lyrics. He did all of that on his own. And that's pure, like when you said, I don't really know music like that. Here's the funny thing is you don't have to. And sometimes I've seen people who aren't like trained that way. And when they try to learn something, they lose a little bit of themselves. I've seen guys take, like you say, the people trying to teach you how to breathe and use your vocal. They're not teaching you how to sing the way you sing. They want you to be whoa, when you're fucking you know what I'm saying? To me that speaks volumes. I just think it's really cool because for me, I always had to have the music. Like I couldn't just go, I say this, and this. It took me a lot of years to be able to to build that muscle. I mean, you see me play with Outside the Murder a bunch of times. I have been the guy reciting with my things, my lyrics right there. And the only reason I could say that, and my buddy Brad, he used to give me shit all the time. He just called me Ozzy. Nice show, Ozzy. Why don't you just get the teleprompter, you old fuck? And he'd say that shit to me all the time. And I just laugh and I just go, yeah. I don't practice more than fucking once a fucking week, asshole. You know what I mean? I don't have a band that records albums and puts them out, internationally, you dick. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those things, man. But I think that's killer because it's something that I notice with kids is when they hear music, and a lot of musicians say that too, is like I heard the lyrics first, and then once I started to hear hear an instrument, and like you said, Ziggy, like when you're younger, everybody gets a guitar, and it's like the ones that are stuck with it are the guys that continue to play and play and play, and they don't ever give up on it. It's like the pacifier for a growing human being. You know what I'm saying? I've talked about this on the podcast several times, just in the last few episodes. Just the fact that, finding a puzzle like music to where it is such a trip to where you're teaching your limbs and teaching your hands. And, in your case, in our case is lyricists, we might hear a poem that sounds really cool. We might hear a fucking, some little snippet of something that sounds great together. And then, you've told us before, like, you pull your ideas from all over the place. And you have to, man. You have to be versatile. I know when I got sober, for one, when I got off the dope, that was really hard because I was in that writing thing of where I had to have, I felt like I needed to. Then it was like I would go in these blocks, man, where I would lose it. And then when I stopped being an aggressive human being, where I had children and I like wasn't fighting and I wasn't in the bars all the time, being in people's faces or doing security or trying to be a tough guy, all of a sudden I felt like I'm not writing this death metal shit like I used to. You know what I mean? There was something more personal about it.
Yeah, it's just with me. It's like the epitome, to me, in my opinion, the epitome of rock and roll is not sex and drugs. The epitome of rock and roll is taking the good and the bad, mixing it together, meeting in the middle, and creating something that makes you release your tension in a positive manner.
And you connect with other people that feel the same fucking way, because there are so many dudes in this world that get stuck in the fucking friend zone, because you're not the only one. I know you claim the kingdom, but there's so many of us that still fall in that category. I'm married, but I know a lot of guys who are out there on those dating apps or in the single shit. You know what I mean? And they're having a hell of a time, and they're the same way. But here's the thing about that: a lot of people don't realize either, though. You know, as we get older, we start fucking like internalizing a lot of shit, and we start actually realizing some of the shit that we've gone through, and we don't want to deal with the shit. So I understand where you're like, I would rather have a good relationship with myself and in my band and moving forward than dealing with some fake nonsense that, hey, you know, well, hey, I want to go out to dinner. You know, it's $80 for two people to go to McDonald's these days, you know, and they're like, you cheap asshole, I want some guys waste all his gas money driving to fucking Hastings to come see me.
Well, my whole thing is that even though I stopped drinking 3 years ago, I'm still in the bars.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's like I want Minneapolis and St. Paul, the music scene, to be as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, back during the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
And I think, me personally, I think the only way it's going to happen is that the original bands and the cover / tribute bands need to work together. You know, it's just, there's a lot of people out there that are going like they don't know about, you know, a lot of original bands or whatnot. You know, it's become a real cover thing. So if you get a original band that, you know, has something that grabs their attention, you know, because obviously just the music alone, if you're just standing there and playing your song, hey, that's cool. You know, I'm not knocking that, okay?
Yeah.
But they're really not going to pay that much attention because they don't recognize the song. You know, they're there to hear covers. Whereas I think, in my opinion, or at least that's the way that I've been trying to push Outlaw Saint into that direction, is that's why we put on a show. You know, it's just like, you don't have to know our rock and roll to enjoy our rock show. You know, it's just like, you know,
it's about the vibe. It's about the good feeling. It's about having a blast and releasing, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
It's about, hey, I remember, you know, these guys were so fun. It was just like, you know, blah, blah. And yes, I will admit, I do have a case of one-upmanship. Okay, I will admit that, but
with a caveat.
But, okay, to me, it's not about ego. To me, it's about creating the best show for all the people out there. So that's why I like it when we start the show, because I want people to outdo me. I want the next band to, you know, to put me to shame.
Right.
Okay, because what's going to happen is, hey, they saw what I was doing. Okay, they're going to be better, you know, and the audience enjoys that. And so the next time around, the next cycle, if we're doing with the same band, I'm going to try and outdo him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he's going to try and outdo me, and that just makes the music and the show more entertaining.
It's better for everyone, yeah.
It's better for everyone. It's for the fans. I don't do it for my own ego. I don't do it to say that I'm the best out there. I do it for the fans, because I know what it's like to have multi-bands, and each band is better than the one before them.
Well, that's the way bands should be built anyway. Or I mean, bills should be built anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I mean, you know, if they're you know, they're all high caliber, or, you know, you're trying to be out there with the best bands of your style that you're trying. You know, it doesn't even have to be your style. It just has to be the caliber of band.
How many times have we played metal shows and we still impressed? So
it's a little different for me, I gotta say, because I'm a guitarist and I'm not fast, and I don't have the notes that a lot of these guys. And so the next guitarist very, very well may blow me right off the stage, and the one before me too. But
in one way, but if you've got that groove and you catch
it's
people,
not about that.
That's all that matters.
It's about making something good that sounds good and it has a good groove. Groove's number one, I think.
Dude, that
And
groove,
then,
the last part of that groove on that last tune, when it,
Yep.
when it, dude, that's
So I want to be on stage. I want to be comfortable on stage. I want to be having fun
Yep.
always. And I learned a long time ago to not dwell on the mistakes, because you make one mistake and you dwell on it, then you make 8 more in a row.
Yeah.
what I
So
always
if you
what I
can
always
laugh it
noticed,
off,
man, was like most of the time people can't tell. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They
Right.
can't,
And that's the thing.
unless you stop or you go.
Or if you do something
know?
that's obvious, you do what I do and do a drum riser jump at
Exactly.
the end of the
Well,
song.
yeah, in the
and then
80s
they
it
completely
was-
forget about it.
In the 80s, it was the drunker you are, the better we sound.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to start really late. We're going to start at 11 at this party.
Exactly.
And
And
the
my
cops are going to come in 15 minutes, and it was a great show.
Yeah. Exactly.
We
And-
played 5 songs, dude. What are you talking
Awesome,
about?
man.
You
Yeah.
did a great
and
job.
my whole thing is, hey, that's cool. If you don't mind, I can be the not really the center of attention, but I can be the one that that just as long
That
as you-
draws everybody.
Yeah, that keeps everyone, watching. Okay, anyone who wants to join me, by all means, that's what I like about Cabs. It's just like he'll,
knows
that's why I'm
moving
saying,
around.
yeah, it's just like he moves around. It's like when I say, our shows, we amp up our shows with what was it, drum riser jumps and what did I say? Microphone stand acrobatics, headbanging bass players. It's just like
Your joints got to be happy for you now if you're doing the stage shows
Yes.
a lot more.
Yes. Well, here's the whole thing. So even when I was, bigger or whatnot, okay, I had arthritis really bad in the joints, right? Until just before I get up on stage. Once I get on stage, I don't feel anything.
It's all adrenaline.
It's all
for sure,
adrenaline. My adrenaline is through the roof.
Yeah.
It isn't until I start walking off that I'm going, okay, now I'm really starting to feel it.
Now, Ryan, you said this is your 3rd stint in this band.
Third stint in this band. Yeah.
Now, how is this run up compared to the others? It seems like you're more settled in on this one.
Definitely more settled in since we got Ziggy. Again, it's no offense to our former guitarist, but that situation got really, really ugly and complicated. It was very much a walking on eggshells kind of thing, which you never want.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It just got weird. It just got weird. And it was kind of like, how much more can we take of this? Like me and Tank and Cavs had those discussions, like literally how much longer can we do this with him? Because it's just not working.
What an unfortunate situation. I've been in that situation where the rest of the guys are like, dude, what are we doing? Like you're held hostage in your own project and it sucks.
Yeah, like we're writing great stuff and like we're doing the album and it's great and we're doing shows, but it's just not clicking like it should.
Yeah.
But I
with
do
Ziggy,
have to,
it's,
but I
it's
do have to
smooth
say about,
sailing.
I do have to say about other guitar players, we wouldn't be at where we're at right now had it not been for previous guitar players.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, each incarnation of this band, gave us that push to
Exactly. And it's just, it is what it is, but I love the songs that we're writing. This is almost exactly with I had this in mind, I made the joke years and years ago. It's just like I tried starting a cover band way back in the day, and it's just like I already had the first 5 years all planned out.
Well, that's hilarious because most people don't even have a fucking clue to get in their basement to jam half the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other band, the Mad Hoochman, our set list pretty much didn't change. AC/DC, Judas Priest, Metallica, Black Sabbath, and we're still on the same, and we still play the same exact songs we played 40 years ago. Yeah. And we still have the same friends coming to the show, and
still
everybody's
probably
having
love
fun.
it. Yeah. Well, you think about that though, man. With covers, that's kind of how it works, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you hit the right vein of covers, people will keep coming. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
that one Rage tune that you play is fucking awesome, dude. You know what I mean?
There was no, because I was in a cover band for like 2.5 years after the Astronauts, and good and bad.
Yeah.
The bad was I got to the point where I couldn't listen to music anymore because I felt I had to learn it.
Yeah.
Because you got to refresh your set list all the time. Good part being we played a Halloween show at Billy's in Anoka.
I remember that one.
Oh.
Holy shit, dude.
Anoka, for those that don't know, the self-proclaimed Halloween capital of the world. And we're at Billy's, place is packed. We were supposed to play outside, got too cold, so we played inside on this like makeshift shades, like in the middle of the restaurant.
Standing
surrounded
room
by people.
only.
Standing room only. And when you hit that first chord of Purple Rain,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it and just
Yeah.
stops and goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you go into like Shook Me All Night Long,
Yeah.
and you get
I hate that song.
soccer moms
Dad.
running from the bathroom
Yeah,
to the
right.
dance floor.
Yeah.
Those moments are just
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But most of it kind of sucked.
Yeah. So well, there's two things I want to say with that. You know, number one, we've actually had the pleasure of people saying, "Hey, when you guys were playing, you know, there was two guys that were going like, yeah, we were going to go out for a smoke, but it's just like you guys were so fun. You know, we were transfixed that we nicked." You know, just so we could watch you guys. And in the exact same showcase, another woman comes up and is going like, yeah, I was heading on my way to the bathroom, but you guys were so good, I had to hold it in just
Can
to
you
watch
smell
you guys.
that? I just shit myself.
And that is a shit of victory.
Yeah, yes.
But with that being said, it's a double-edged sword, okay? Because there are some people out there who just want to go to covers, you know, and that's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I think they need to work together. I mean, if you have a band, I'm not saying we're the best band out there or anything like that, okay? But we try our hardest to put on the best show that we can. I enjoy putting on the show, type thing. It's just like that's what I grew up, watching were all these bands. And it's just like I think there should be a lot more bands that I think they should work a little bit more on their stage show. And that's not a knock against anyone.
Sure.
Because we're pretty extreme when it comes to our stage show.
Sure.
So, but it's just you have to have. There are some bands you just have to have something. But if you can get the right original band opening up for the right cover band, you never know. There might be some people. I have friends of mine on Facebook. They're going like, dude, it's so refreshing. They're working for cover bands or in their cover bands, and they're going like, dude, it's so refreshing that you're keeping the original music going. That is so cool. So I think there are people out there who do want to hear fresh music. It's just, you have to be with the right people for them to, they won't know about you until, unless they see you opening for someone else.
Yeah.
Also, the more people hear your music, the more they know it. And
Yep.
I was surprised by Jake the other day in Wisconsin. He was saying, "Oh, I love that song. That one where you go and trying to describe it."
Yeah.
And it was actually the last song we were playing.
Nice.
The harmony part.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the looper pedal, and he was excited to hear that song again, and he remembered it from the last time he saw us. So
There's nothing better than that shit, man.
Oh, no, there is one thing better. Remember this one? So when you get recognized in public, remember? Bus. So anyways.
You'll have to refresh my memory.
Okay. So I've been doing this for a long time, 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm sort of kind of used to it. I'm still flattered that, people like what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you're Outlaw Saint, blah, blah. But there was one time that you were on the bus. And
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to work in the morning, going to downtown, doing my usual whatever, and this dude leans over to me and he's like, and he has this phone. He's like, "Is that you?" And he was watching when we did
McLeod.
Minnesota Music Note.
Okay.
And it was a screen. He paused it on a picture of me and Kaz. He was like, "Is that you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
That's funny, dude.
Hang on,
awesome.
hang on. It gets
Cool.
better. It gets better. A week later, turns out he's an actual jammer at another jam that I go to.
Oh, nice.
He's
The guy that you
Yeah,
ran
the guy
into.
in the
Oh,
bus.
that's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
He was
man.
telling me
Yeah.
about this, going, dude, I ran into your drummer, and he told me I was just happened to be watching your interview when he walked on the bus.
And he was like,
It's always cool. I'm always like, hey, thanks for fucking keeping it alive.
Yep.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, dude, you're the guy from this, whatever. The band doesn't matter. It's just cool that you're like, hey, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey,
Exactly.
thanks,
Exactly,
dude.
man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It makes you. It gives you the quickening for for a
Yeah.
moment. You're like, hey, I was cool once.
and it's little things like, again, talking about McLeod, I think, 2-3 episodes ago, he was sporting an Outlaw Saint t-shirt.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, that's fucking cool.
Oh, I didn't
cool,
catch
man.
that one.
That's
I
very
don't
cool.
remember who, it might have been the Allison interview, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, he was wearing the blue Outlaw Saint shirt. And we
Oh,
were
the
like,
15 or the other blue?
the other blue.
The other blue. Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You guys got it's like the working titles, you know. Which one? The blue one? Oh no, the other one. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. It's funny how you know so many musicians have that thing. You know, oh, not that one, dude. You know,
The other one, man.
Purple shoes.
The other blue.
Wait a second. What? Oh, dude, there's a story behind that one. Purple shoes. Dude came in. He had purple shoes on, and I was making fun of his purple
shoes.
We came up with the song, and we called it Purple Shoes. That was it. What's it called now? Walking in the park holding hands with a dude? Oh, sweet. Yeah, I don't know how it got that name, but Purple Shoes, walking in there, it worked.
Yeah, it just, natural progression.
Oh yeah.
But I was going to say, because we're talking about our theory of the originals and the covers working together, we somehow got invited in the last spot on this Battle of Bands.
Back in May.
Yep. The Sioux Valley? No.
St. Croix Valley.
St. Croix Valley
thank you.
Riders. Yep.
The St. Croix Valley Riders.
Yep.
Had this event, and
I'm gonna pull that one up because we haven't. Let's touch these real quick. So
Okay.
We'll back up.
Okay.
We'll go back to the story once we get to this.
Right.
Saturday, June 20th.
Next Saturday.
Yep. You guys are playing with Groovin.
Yep. Groovin' X. Groovin' X.
Groovin' X is what they're
Yep.
called. Did they
Formerly
switch-
known as Groovin' Burger.
Okay. Why did they change the name?
Certain
get
members
sued by
no.
fucking-
So certain members left. So instead
okay.
the lead singer, I believe, don't quote me on this.
Sure.
He joined the band that was already Groovin' Burger,
Oh, gotcha.
and then for whatever reason it didn't work out. He exited.
Okay.
All right, and now they're calling themselves Groovin' X.
Nice. Okay.
know.
And then you got Buzzbox on here as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Buzzbox has another local celebrity.
yeah, Ben Albus, formerly of Fix a Glitch.
Oh, nice.
That's his new band, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
very
Drummer, guitar player.
guitar player.
Okay.
Drummer is his brother.
Brother. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was confused. I wasn't sure which one it was.
Yeah, it's a guitar player. I mean, great guy.
He's a great guitar
love
player,
Ben.
too.
Yeah, good guitar player. It's very if you want that '90s grunge fix,
Yeah.
that's the band to see.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very cool,
for
man.
sure,
Very cool.
for sure.
Yep. So you go with grunge, then you go to 80s, 70s inspired hard rock, and
And then you go with the really heavy shit. Yeah.
Well, no. The Groovin' X is not that heavy. They call themselves groove metal, but they're not as heavy as like Pantera.
Well,
Pantera
no, but they're heavier than us.
yes, they are heavier than us.
So yeah.
So it'll be a very interesting show.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at that particular flyer because I'm fucking half blind. Doors are at 8 p.m. 21 plus. Club Underground shows at 8:30. $5 cover. I love that you guys kept it at 5 and not like it's 10 in advance and 72 at the door. And if you want to get them online, don't forget there's fees. It'll be $876 for a local show.
But if you do one of the 15 VIP packages,
Right.
I swear we will be the last band to do $5 shows.
That's awesome.
We will
dude.
be the last band.
love
I have no problem with that.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
not
dude.
at all.
You give other people, drinking money or fucking whatever, food money or whatever it is. Club Underground, that is at the Spring Street. I know there's the Underground Cafe, and people get confused with that. So we got that one there, and then let me see, and then it bounces into September, which is your birthday, right? That
Right.
would
So
be Mad Mike.
So we're a showcase band.
Okay.
Okay. Mad Mike has a showcase band all Thursdays except one.
Okay.
Okay. Then there's one where they have another band playing, and then the jam gets moved down over to Shaw's. So, anyways, Mad Mike, 3 or 4 times out of the month will have his jam every Thursday, and he always has a showcase band.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind, if a band's been played there before, hey, once a year, that's cool, type thing. So I sort of worked it out with him unofficially that the week before my birthday, or the Thursday before my birthday, will be the showcase band.
Nice.
So it'll be my birthday bash.
Yeah,
Again. There's gonna be a-
I was going to say, how many times is Outlaw Saint? It's been a few.
yeah.
That's been the birthday bash. Yeah.
Actually, there's only a
Hey, so
second
guys,
one.
I just wanted to get a hold
Yeah,
of
the
you.
only second one. I did other
heard
shows,
that-
but not at the showcase
Oh,
band.
fair.
So that's September 10th.
Yep. And then September 12th.
All right, then we got the 12th.
And we'll,
Yep,
we'll
2
get
days.
to that.
All right, yep.
'Cause we got to build that one.
We got to build this one up.
All right, go ahead with that one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So back in May,
Yep.
we were given the privilege through our friend Jennifer Ronan of getting the last spot on their Battle of the Bands. The 3 winners of the Battle of the Bands would play their big chili feed in September.
Gotcha.
Which, from all accounts, is huge.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like 2 days. So we were like, okay, we can do that. And then we saw the list of who else we were playing with. And it's 2 tribute bands and 3 cover bands.
Yep. We were the only
And we
all
were the
original.
only original band. And we're like,
Wow.
Yep.
okay, interesting. We
Yep.
can do that.
So my whole thing was we weren't in it to win it.
Yeah.
We were just in it because, like I said, we're just trying to prove to everyone that we can be just as entertaining
Yeah.
and energetic as cover bands. All right, and this was just an opportunity for us to prove it. Now I'm not going to say names because I don't remember exactly how everything happened, so I don't want to,
Yeah, fuck it up.
I don't want to, fuck it. So one of the judges, he was notoriously not a big fan of original bands.
Yeah.
He's been booking, cover bands for a while.
Yeah.
For like 40 years or something.
Yeah. And turns out I met him. I officially met. I've heard of him, for years. I officially met him the week before.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours had introduced us, and I was talking to my friend about Outlaw Saint, doing the original stuff, and he didn't seem too interested. And that's cool,
Yeah.
I understand that, and then all of a sudden we find out he's one of the judges, and it's just like, so I showed you a picture. I don't know if you can bring it up, but the stage that they had.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Go ahead.
All right, so the stage that they had looked flimsy.
It was set
It'll
up
take me a
just
second to pull this one up. That's pretty
Yeah,
funny. that he
just
said
on
that.
the grass, and
And then the legs. Look at the legs. I mean, it looks like one of those.
yeah. And this is the first year they did an actual Battle of the Bands for this.
Yep.
So this is a first time event.
Yep. So
That looks like a giant gap between there too. You guys
It-
are talking
it
about
was- it was a
looks
good-
huge.
there's probably a 6
6 to 8 inch gap,
gap.
probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Between
in
the
between the
actual
drum
stage and the
riser
drum
and the
riser.
stage.
Yeah.
And there's also was an extension on both sides of the stage. So it's just like I told Ziggy and I told
I had a
Cavs.
4x4 pallet to stand on, basically.
Exactly.
Lou Foltz says you told this story 2 weeks ago. He said that's what Lou said. Lou said, "Hey, what's up to you guys too?" By the way, Big,
going, man?
Big
What's
Daddy
up?
Lou. That's funny. Lou, you're like everybody else in the chat, just wanting to bust balls all the time, dude.
Well, tell Lou to come to the show on Saturday.
Yeah.
I sent him an invite.
There you go, Lou.
I
You
haven't, I
got
haven't talked to Lou in forever, so you better show up.
you got the on-air invite right there, buddy. You can't not show up now.
So yeah, it's just like so. Obviously, I couldn't jump off the drum riser like I usually do, right? So I got 2 speakers that I'm no longer using, taped them together, and put them on that main stage right in front of the drum set.
Okay.
All right, right on the edge.
Yeah.
Right. And all the other bands, they thought it looked flimsy. Even Cabs was going like, dude, it's just like you're gonna fall through, blah blah. And he
Look at me, dude. I'm 80 pounds down.
yeah. So it's just like
I'm here.
he even got Ziggy worried for a minute there, right? So what I did was is that
Ziggy, were you like, don't do it on my side?
don't do it,
and,
right?
and I'm sitting there like, he's going to do whatever he's going to do anyway, so fuck it,
So the whole thing was I asked the guy who owned it, hey, are you sure I'm going to be doing a little jumping around? So no, it's very stable, right? So just to to let Cavs know that everything's going to be all right, I get up and I did some jumps on the thing, right? See, it's fine, right? It's fine. So since I can't do a drum riser jump, I have something that I call jump risers.
Yeah.
Which is 2 speakers that are taped together. All right, and I put it right at the edge of the back of the stage, right in front of the drum set. And we did our thing, and I did my jump off the the thing, and it's just like we just went balls out.
Yeah.
We were
Did the thing fall in between? Or
No.
Did you,
No.
So
No.
it stayed up
It
there
was
the whole
stayed.
time?
And I
Look
think
at Ziggy. Looks all confident.
and the funny thing is, I think this sort of helped us out.
It reminded
We
me
didn't
of
think it was
Friday.
gonna
You know when fucking Ice Cube punches the dude out? Ziggy looked over like, that's my dog. He did that shit.
So
and to back up, real quick,
That's crazy, dude.
we're looking at the lineup and we look, oh, we're the last band in the Battle of the Bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That-
So we're like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you like to be the guy that sets the tone.
Right.
Now you're what? Now how many
Hang on,
bands
hang
was
on.
it? How many
Hang
bands
on.
was it? How many bands was it?
Six total.
Six
So
bands.
you had 5 bands before you.
Yep.
So you had to sit there like a caged animal.
hang on. So two things. Okay. Number one, everyone else thought that was as flimsy as everyone. Everyone thought that was flimsy, right?
Yeah.
And I think we worked that to our advantage because all these other bands were sort of.
He's gonna wait. He's gonna fall, dude. Watch this.
Yeah,
shit.
it's just like so they're pussyfooting around, They're pussyfooting around, going like, I don't want to fall through the stage, blah blah blah. They're not doing their usual thing, and I'm going
Takes
like,
the fucking rock and roll.
I'm going
Evil
like
Knievel,
fuck
dude.
this. If I'm gonna
man.
die, I'm gonna fucking die going straight through a fucking stage, right?
That's the way to go, dude.
Exactly. And
He looks like fucking it's the Wicked Witch with his legs sticking out of his fucking. And here lies Tank.
He
I
died doing
don't know
what
the
he
lyrics
loved.
to any of these songs. What are we gonna do?
so here's the whole thing. This is the one time I did not mind being the last band.
Yeah.
Because we had to prove, or in my book, this is where I wanted to prove to people that we can be our show can be entertaining, type thing. So I'm going like, and I've had this happen in the past at a Battle of the Bands where we went first and someone copied my moves afterwards. And I'm going like, no. I want everyone to do their thing, and then we're going to show them how we do it. And so that time around, I didn't mind being the last band. I'm going like, type thing. And right after everything was done, they were introducing all the, all the judges or whatnot.
Yeah.
We're going like, and the guy, I've been doing cover bands, for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm going, we're fucked.
Yeah, and he says to the crowd, even as he's talking about it, that original bands don't sell whiskey. Or,
No.
There's
No.
not
That's not the way he put it. So his exact words were when he first started. Okay, the one thing that was instilled on him was, "We're not here to sell records. We're here to sell whiskey."
yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Okay, which is
partially true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Okay, it is true. So I'm not going to, I completely understand that concept, right?
Yeah.
So, he said that. And so all of a sudden, they were going like, okay, now it's time to say the winners, right? And this is exactly how they said it, right? They're going, the winners, the top 3 winners, in no particular order are Category 5, Kissin' Time. And literally he does a dramatic pause. Outlaw Saint! We're going like, what the fuck?
Saint. And we're just like, what? Did we
What
hear
the
that right?
fuck? Wow. And the president of the St. Croix Valley Riders, right, comes up to me and says, dude, I'm going to be honest. When I first heard you sing, I was skeptical.
Yeah.
But then he said, but then I heard your guitar player, and he's going like, your guitar player's tone matches your voice perfectly. You guys are having fun.
Yeah.
And then a little bit later, I just happened to be walking by the judge.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he has a genuine smile on his face. He said, you didn't tell me you could do that.
That's awesome, man.
So it's just like,
It's a hell of a compliment, man.
it is.
Well, and then, okay, speaking of the president, who turns out is a drummer, he came up to me right after the show and he's like, dude, you're a metronome. And I was like, okay, cool.
That's awesome, dude.
And
It's a
literally,
hell of a compliment there, too.
literally
Shit.
2 other times he saw me and he was like, dude, your bass drum work, you're so like he blew smoke so far up my ass. And I was just like,
Were you blowing smoke rings?
Yeah, so he loved me. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's just like, and to me, it's just like, that was the ultimate, that was what we went there to prove. We weren't there to win it. We were just there to prove that, hey, we think based on the experience that we've had over the last several years, people really start to really enjoy the stage show. And
So Tank, is there something that you do? Is there something that he does every single show?
There are many things. That
Okay,
does
so
every single
here's the thing. So what you should do on this thing, and we'll put that back up, and that is Saturday, September 12th. Do you know like in the lineup where you guys play? Are you guys going to be opening the thing? Or are you gonna be
we're playing at 2.
We're playing at 2,
sweet.
and I was going to ask, is there anybody before us? Do we know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea who else is on it. I just know that Category 5 is playing on Friday.
They're playing on Friday, yeah. And
All
I
right.
know, and Kissing Time is playing right after us. on
Right.
Saturday.
Now.
Well, this is this thing I was going to say.
Okay.
I don't mean to cut you off. What I was going to say is, since this guy's saying that you guys don't sell whiskey, that you know, original bands don't sell whiskey. What you do is you figure out one of the things that Tank does a lot. If he says something a lot, if he,
gotta drink
if
a
he
whiskey.
jumps a lot, yep, you have
Drinking
to,
game.
You get him to get a drinking game going, and you get him because obviously he's gonna rev everybody up already. You get him to go, hey, you know, I'm Tank. This is what I do. This is my thing. And every time I do my thing, you got to join me. Who's with me? And dude. You could get a Jack Daniels filled with tea, and the motherfuckers would never know the difference.
Oh, absolutely,
If he
yeah.
pulled
Solo
out
cup. Solo cup.
dude, a handle of Jack Daniels filled with tea, dude, and he goes, all right, every time I'm taking a shot with you, and every time he's just like,
Oh, dude.
woo, you know what I'm saying? You want to see some shit get drank that night? If you're bringing it like that, and people are excited, if you can get them to drink like that,
At 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
that dude's gonna call you. They're riding bikes all day, bro.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Fucking A,
They'll
man.
have us back every year. Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. And then I want Tank to walk up to him and go, "Hey, how'd the whiskey sales go?" Just, you know, all just kind of snide, like, "How'd the whiskey sales? You guys see any tips out of that deal?" You know? I sure did see a lot of things going up in the air, you know. And they will be so puzzled that he is fucking stone cold sober, fucking, you know, halfway through a handle of fucking Jack Daniels. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now
That's the old stage trick.
Hang
dude.
on. That sort of.
I know.
Oh, no, but my whole thing is that I try to be as honest as possible. Okay,
I got you, dude.
Hang on. I got a way around that. Okay, so so it's just like instead of holding up to me that's lying. You know, and it looks like Jack Daniels,
Yeah.
but it's tea. That's lying.
Yeah.
Downright lying.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I started doing was I started taking water bottles and putting them in paper bags.
There you go.
All right, and it's just like so that way I'm not lying. I'm not saying there's alcohol, but it's
just
a stereotype.
inferring. And note on that, one time we played at Outtakes.
Yep.
And this old brother came up and he was like, dude, I dig the bag, man. Like, that's good.
You know he does, dude. He was in Arkansas hanging out in front of a fucking 7-Eleven with a Piggly Wiggly, dude, with a fucking tall boy going.
But the only problem is that it's kind of hard to put it in the thing and all that. So I got another thing that I'm trying now, a red Solo cup.
There you go.
The exact same thing. Hey,
why
who's
not,
drinking
man?
with me? It's just like they assume.
You can't tell me that's not a great idea, dude.
Oh, that is.
that's
you know
an
what I'm
awesome
saying?
idea.
That's
Yeah,
a fucking awesome
That
idea.
is. That
you
is.
know?
Make it a drinking game. It's
Well,
just like,
because you're going to get them fired up. They're there to have a good time.
Yeah.
If you
Exactly,
guys are
exactly.
throwing down and you know, if it looks like if you're able to have those guys go, I didn't know you could do that. That's the type of shit where you're like, okay, well, wait till you see what I do when I'm at your place. And you just told me I can't sell whiskey. Dude.
Right.
I show up in a Jack Daniels fucking tuxedo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're selling some whiskey. That's it. You said I can't sell whiskey. I'm bringing my own whiskey to sell. Fuck it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
we impressed you in a half hour. See what we can do in 90 minutes,
Right, man.
motherfucker. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like we have a lot of loopholes.
Yeah.
You know, so there's another one that we have where, hey, if we decide to play an Ozzy song, we're not playing a cover, we're playing a tribute.
There you go. There you go.
We don't though.
No, we don't.
we
But
don't.
but we have this idea now that we're working on. So I got one of those 3D fans.
Sure.
And once again, we used to say no props. No theatrical props.
Sure.
But this isn't theatrical. This
is educational.
This is educational. This fan will tell you the name of the song that we're playing.
Oh, nice.
Okay, the album that it's on.
Nice.
Or albums that it's on. Hey, there's a merch table over there.
Nice.
And then it'll have pictures of each band member as they're doing their little thing, so you know
nice.
which band member is who.
Very cool.
All right.
So we're live on stage MTV,
Nice.
pretty much.
Yeah. So the idea is that it's a loophole where it's not a frill, it's not a prop, or it's not a theatrical prop.
Sure.
We're not using it to entertain the audience.
Right.
We're using it to educate the audience. That's the loophole.
Speaking of which, let's where can people find all your stuff? How can they get a hold of it?
OutlawSaint.net. Notice there is no the at the beginning, no S at the end.
Drink.
Outlaw Saint. Yeah, there we go. Drink. You can find us on Linktree.
It's
Outlaw
got
Saint.
all your links. To
Yep,
everything.
all of our official links
Yeah.
are on that. So we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook.
And I did include that
Spotify.
in the description, folks, just so you know too. I did include the Facebook, so you can contact them right straight to. And I did the YouTube as well. They have the Outlaw Saints TV, and I did
Outlaw Saint TV.
I did that.
Another
it was on my head.
drink.
It was on my head because I was going to ask about that because I saw somebody post it, kind of poking at you.
Yeah.
And then it went on for like 3 weeks. I was going, what the fuck? Why is the people not letting this die? Like, shut up already, dude. You know, like,
I've already worked it into a merchandise
Okay,
idea,
gotcha.
right? So I'm going to
don't tell it. Don't tell it. You can't tell it. Don't give it away. Just let it come, man. So they can get you at the LinkedIn. So
Yes.
Outlaw Saint with the LinkedIn. Right?
Link Tree.
Okay, Linktree.
Linktree.
Yeah, we're not a professional organization.
Gotcha,
We're
gotcha,
not on
gotcha.
like
Yeah, we're just like you. We're just performers,
Hell
not
yeah.
professionals.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's it, man. That's what it is, man. Right? It's my fucking claim to fame, baby.
Yep. So we're on there. All of our official pages is
That's
on.
another
Linktree.
thing too that I did include on some of my promotion too. I put official in every one of them because somebody else was giving you shit about. Has there ever been a unofficial fucking Outlaw Saint thing?
Show Dan Osborne did
Hilarious,
that.
dude. Hilarious. I love it.
Because basically in that post I was trying to say, hey, we got this, and then we got an official show, type thing. It's just like, no, that's cool. You want to know something?
They're interacting with
They're
you.
interacting.
Yeah,
That's
they're
all.
talking about it.
Yep.
That's all we need.
Yep, exactly. So, if you want away, go ahead.
See, I get offended by that shit though. Like, man, why are you trying to tell me to change my fucking name, dude? But I actually fallen victim of that too because like, sub-level wasn't necessary. It was sub-level 13 to begin with, and then we dropped the 13, and then it was like, yeah, just keep it at that. Then it was 2 different words. Then we went to one solid word. You know what I mean? It was just stupid as fuck. But it was you fall prey to it because it's like, duh, how many fucking S bands are there? And it's like, okay, well, I couldn't think anything that started with a Z, dude. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do?
Exactly.
That's the hardest thing to do is find a fucking name. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Every name has been taken.
Right.
I
I love how everybody's like using their state. They add their state to it. It's like, it's X, Y, and Z from this state. Oh, there's 4 of them. There's one in Wisconsin and Indiana and fucking Ohio. And
Facebook.com tankmn. That's my Facebook.
there you go, man. There you go. Now I did want to. I did put that show up on the 12th. I did want to show this one real quick if I could.
Yep.
We did switch. Braden Telstead had broke his leg last week in an accident. I did touch on it last week, but he had to drop off the June 27th gig, which is also at Club Underground. So there is no more Maniacal Force on this bill. Or Apothic had to drop off. But it is Glutton for Punishment, Inhuman Scourge, the Enmity Offensive, and Courier jumped down at last minute. Super fucking cool of them. And they also did get announced to play with Reaping Asmodee, I believe, on August 1st somewhere. But this one is important. If you could please show up and support this beautiful show. Again, June 27th at Club Underground, $15 cover. 6 p.m. doors, 21 plus. Come down there, support. It'll be a good time. And don't forget, you guys have a show next weekend on the 20th at Club Underground.
Club Underground.
With Groovin' X and Buzzbox.
Yep.
That should be a fucking banger right there.
Oh, yeah.
Go check that out, folks. And then we got, skip ahead a few months. You got the Mad Mike's Open Mic Jam, Tank's annual B-Day Bash.
Yep.
Again, you said there's a couple other bands on that deal, or is it?
No. So it's a whole bunch of jammers.
Gotcha. So people will just come up and do different songs. And Do you guys like join in on those tunes?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
play
Well,
this stuff? Okay.
No, if we
want
sign
to.
up
Gotcha.
separately, but we'll start set 2.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
And
And
play
each
30
showcase
minutes,
gets a
and
half hour.
Oh, okay.
set
Okay.
to
Nice.
do their thing.
Nice.
Yeah, they do that for all of it. Mad Mike does that for all bands.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then we shoot to the 12th.
Yep.
Was the one that we were just talking about. And
Yep.
these guys won this Battle of the Bands to be on this. What looks like St. Croix Valley motorcycle riders. What is it, like a
Chili feed.
It's a chili
The
feed.
chili feed.
But
Everyone
that's
knows-
like is that like just a riders organization? It's not like a club or anything.
no, no, so, no. They advocate for
bikers' rights.
for bikers'
okay.
rights.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah, yeah.
awesome, very
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That falls right in with you guys, rock and roll and fucking bikes and
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
enjoying
sort of
that
grew up
lifestyle?
I grew up. I've been in and out of biker bars since the age of 20.
Yeah,
Over in Shaw's, used to be called Sun Saloon.
Yeah.
So that was actually where one of my good friends at the time, his mother was a bartender over there.
yeah.
And so he was younger than me, and we were allowed in the bar, as long as she was working.
Yeah.
And she actually lived in the apartment above.
Oh, nice.
And, blah, blah. And that's where I turned 21. And it's just like, so, yeah. My thing was that I had, I've got a 24-year-old son. So, right after the divorce or whatnot, I proudly paid child support, for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I decided not to go for the Harley. I decided not to go for the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And now that 20 years later, after 20 years, I
You're
was
gonna
just
get a Harley tattooed on you.
no, nope. If I do get a tattoo, it's going to say tank.
Yeah.
And it'll look like a knife going down. And on the hilt, it'll say an attitude, not a look.
Nice.
It's just like everyone's going like, you can't be called tank anymore. You lost 80 pounds. You're like, Jeep.
Subaru.
Wait, you are in Minnesota. That would be very fitting. Hey,
Yeah.
Subaru.
But no, I support all bikers. I've always respected them.
Well, you have Outlaw in your
Yeah.
in your fucking your band name, so it kind of suits. It kind of fits the theme. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this band has always had like the biker aesthetic and the biker kind of feel. We just
Yeah.
don't play for bikers that often.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will be a nice kind of
Transition.
transition in with these guys, and then they'll spread the word, and hopefully,
Well, and those cats party all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if they have a hard rock band that they can bring to their clubhouse and have a good show, those are always fun parties.
Oh
man,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
You got to be
Yeah.
careful as fuck, but very fun stuff.
Yeah. They'll usually say, no, you can't go in there. No, you can't go in there.
Oh, yeah.
You can go anywhere, but they are in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're good. Yeah.
So, but no, it's just, we take on the whole denim and leather,
Yeah.
look. It's just like, to me, I grew up, Guns N' Roses was the band that, influenced me the most.
Yeah.
And, I took on the whole denim and leather. And back in the day, no one mistakes Guns N' Roses for being a biker band.
Right.
But unfortunately, they, as the 90s, go around, they were the last ones to have what they call street glam, type thing. And that's the way I always, I've always looked, the denim and leather look. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. Fucking A, you got to have it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I like that that you didn't fall into the whole gimmick though. You know what I mean? Like some folks will go way over the top, man. You know what I'm saying? And then they dial it back, and it looks even cheesier. It's like you've stayed the course the whole time. As long as I've known you, you've never. It's not a fake thing. That's what I love about it. It's cats like Castor Velour and shit. You know what I mean? Like I give people props that stay true to what they are.
Oh, absolutely.
And they don't bend because they're not the hardest band in the fucking planet. It's like you don't need to be. You just have to have fun and enjoy what you do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and be true. And
Yeah, man. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to rock or metal, think that you have to be. I've even fallen into that playing death metal. I've always loved rap music. I've always loved shit like that. When I watch a guy like Al Town go from a kind of a rap new metal band to back to death metal, I was like, that's the coolest shit ever. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I've given him
Yeah.
much credit for that. He's like one of my oldest death metal friends around town. You know what I mean? But I always loved that about him. And I was always envious of it because I was afraid to do it because I never had the skills to rap, but I never really wanted to give it a try either. When you focus on something, you can accomplish it. It was always that thing. I was like, I've done the same, like you said, your harmony, your melodies are the same a lot.
Yep.
You're feeling the groove of what it is. I've always felt like in that genre, it was like a one-trick pony. I just fucking came at it. I attacked it differently. You know what I mean? Like trying to have a good time, letting other people have a good time. You know what I mean? Like really pushing that out to the rest of the people. Like you say, with me, I always just try to get them to bond, to feel like if you're standing there
Yeah.
hard as shit, and I don't get you to do this.
At minimum.
Minimum, bro.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And we've tore places up. I mean, we've torn places up.
Yeah.
But I mean, just that minimum, or a hand raise, or a fucking, I want to
Something.
see some
Something.
fucking
Yeah,
horns
yeah,
or
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
Telling them what you want to see. Out
Music
of them,
button.
you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, dude, You got 12 people all holding, this, 12 people in between, the giant horns.
The mega horns. Yeah.
Oh no. Gene Simmons is trying to trademark that.
Yeah, he probably, I wouldn't doubt that. I started that. That's when I met Dio, and he asked me if he could use it. That type of shit. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in to do this, man. I really do, and it's great to hear you guys moving forward. Within a year, I couldn't believe when I look back. I was like, it didn't feel like a year to me, and then you're like, it's a little over a year.
Yeah, a little. Yep.
So
Well, and that's a great thing because, again, I finally feel like this band is kind of getting the props it always deserved. Like we're getting on other people's radar, and other people are talking about us in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, for a long time it was
Yeah.
negative. It was a lot of joking. It was whatever. We're just starting to prove to people that we're the real deal. Like we're not going anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
15 years, man.
15 years.
15 years.
Consistency is you said 30, you've been at it, and 15 it hits. If you're still in it at that point, dude, you're not going to stop being in it.
Yep.
You keep playing when everybody else puts it down.
Yep.
And to quote, because speaking of Music Note, he just did a interview or released the interview with Will Marvellis, who we all know.
Yeah.
And Will said something that I never even thought about, but it's like, he's like, once you reach a certain age and you're still doing it, it's because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
we all have, other jobs and mortgages and all this other shit, and we could very easily put it away, but you do it because you love it, because you want to do
Yep.
it. And
I
we
believe
want
we're
to do
still
it.
chasing our youth too. You know what I mean?
In a way, yeah.
But this is the thing. It's like Tank said. Like when that adrenaline pumps and you get up there, there's no, you can't feel that anymore. It's not even about the age. For me, it never was. I started to get like a little anxious. I got more anxious at my last show. I remember being so fucking anxious, and I never liked to drink heavily on stage. So I'd have a couple beers to kind of lighten me off,
Just to
like
kind of
midway.
yeah.
So then I'm like really loose for the last part of it. But I just, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't fun anymore, man. Like I saw some things recently in a documentary of guys that had broken up and they not having the, like one guy kind of pulling the rug on it, and with Outside the Murder, we were like right ready to record another album. And I'd had enough of all of the fucking 1 day a week practices for, 12 years of doing it. And the fact that I felt diminished when you can't remember your lyrics efficiently, and it maybe it was lack of wanting to put the effort in when other people are like, I can only go once a week, and I'm like, I really can't go once a week. This is like you, and I'm not blaming anybody, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Yeah, it's just
one of those things.
circumstantial. Yeah.
But
Well,
again,
circumstances change though.
Yeah.
I mean, for me,
yeah,
I got 2 daughters,
Yeah.
and I coached them in hockey,
Yeah.
and drove them forever.
yeah,
Just didn't have a lot of time, and I'm all other 47 other hobbies I have too. But one of the things that got me into this band was freeing up time. My younger daughter got a driver's license. Youngest daughter
Yeah.
got a driver's license, and that freed up a whole bunch of time. And now I'm ready to commit to something, and that's kind of what started me looking to.
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, we are so glad that you're here. It's just there's been a lot of times that I've noticed that you're going like, yep, I'm doing this. I'm so used to people going like, no, I'm not gonna, sort of waiting off, and I'm expecting that, and you surprise me every time, and that's in a good way.
Put it to you this way. It doesn't feel like you've been in the band over a year. it feels like nothing. Where with other people it was like, oh, it's only been 2 weeks and it feels like 5 years. So just that fact alone is.
Isn't it crazy that like just little situations can weigh so heavy on on a creative platform though? You know what I mean? Like it's like a bog. Like it just sucks everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
It's a
you
quicksand. We were
warned about it as kids
and never ran into it ever.
That's the shit, man. I'm telling you, dude. Lay flat. You gotta lay flat. You can't. You're gonna go down faster, dude.
No, you only sing up to a certain way. They actually proved that on MythBusters. Yeah. You only go up to
right. Yeah.
Yep, you only go up to your chest and then you bottom out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the people who die from exposure, not from sinking into.
That's hilarious, dude.
I know.
But either way,
see, this is I have so many friends like you, Tank, that pull that in crazy. Dude, didn't you watch episode 36 of this show? Because he went deep into the whole explanation of it. See, inside, your lungs are filled with air. So when you get to a certain point,
the buoyancy equals out.
You start, you're like a bobber, bro. You know what I mean?
That's not what happened on Gilligan's Island.
You just see.
That was super scary.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Dude,
I saw that in Sesame Street once, with them in this quicksand, and I was afraid of quicksand ever since then.
We all were.
I know.
Every show was like, beware quicksand. Like, there's not quicksand in Minnesota, as far as I know. I don't think I'm going to run into it.
God, that's hilarious. Well, again, man, thank you boys for coming in, man.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
You
you,
guys
man.
are
Yes.
always fun to hang with and talk shit. And thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody who's going to watch this on the later basis. I really do appreciate it. Fucking A, fun times. We got one more tune. You guys kind of touched on this one a little bit with Mixed Signals.
Yep. So basically, it was a breakup song. This song, I dedicate. Any of you, any man or woman, can dedicate to their ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
And musically, this is very divergent from our usual.
Yeah, this has
style.
more of that metal kind of groove type
Metal
thing.
groove, and it has.
But it's still bluesy.
Yeah.
It's
funky drums
And-
too.
and
Yep,
funky
funky
and-
drums. Yeah.
It just sounds so different from anything else we've done.
And of course,
he says
and it's
funky
a serious song. It's a serious song, but I add in some humor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, that didn't take long to hit a climax. Quicker than me after 5 years of celibacy.
Anyway,
That's fucking 1.5 pump chump right there. Holy shit. That's nice. Good. I'm in. I'm out. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much.
thank you for having us.
Don't forget to check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You guys on Instagram?
No.
Okay.
No.
Facebook, YouTube. Where else?
Spotify, Apple Music, right?
Yeah.
all
Spotify.
of your streaming
Bandcamp.
places.
All the streaming,
We have a
okay.
Bandcamp.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to the shows. 20th. That's next weekend. Go check
Yep.
it out. I'll actually pull that one up again real quick. I will. Let me see. Make sure we get those out. 20th. We got
Oh,
them?
and by the way, thank you for helping us design our new logo.
What do you mean?
Well, you're the one that gave me that's the design you gave me.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And I just altered it just a little bit, and it's so much cooler, man.
Cool. I was just sitting at work one day and I was working on art shit and I saw it and I was like, man, I got to mess with him a little bit. So I was like, hey, dude, you want to change this? And like, it's not exact, but here you go. And he's like, wait, can you do this? And I was like, yeah. I don't mean to bother you. Could you do this one? I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. Dude. And then he's like, all right, one more thing. And then I think it was maybe 4 more things after that. And then we
sounds
finally
about right,
got
yep.
there. And then once I saw you change it, I was like, hey, fucker, he could have just asked me. What am I doing it for? God damn it.
Well, I didn't even know I wanted it, and then it just happened to come across. And
That's
so,
how it happens, though,
Yeah.
man. You know, you see something and it's just a little bit different than what you got, or you know what I mean? A little
Yep.
sharper, just a little sharper. What I was like, let's make this sharper.
Yeah.
Just from seeing it, he's like, well, I got this, and then he showed me part of it, and then we kind of went back and forth. It was nice. It was
Yeah.
that's the way shit should be done, man.
Oh,
right
absolutely.
there. Creative
Absolutely.
processes.
Yeah.
Again, here we go. June 20th, right there. We got Tank's birthday on September 10th.
Yep.
And then
September 12th.
the rock show that they won the Battle of the Bands for, you know what I mean? To be part of this, the only original band on this whole deal, by the way.
On the
right?
Battle of the Bands.
There
We were
you
the
go.
only all original.
There you go. So that's awesome right there. And it's a big show. That's a big deal. They play around, what, 2 o'clock, you said? On that
We do,
night?
yes. Yeah, between 2 and 3:30.
Nice early time, big spot to go out there. It is a beautiful spot. It's wide open. I've rode my motorcycle over there several times. It's dope. Again, thank you to you folks in the chat, and thanks everybody. Please like and subscribe. We're getting closer to that 700 mark. I'm like 21 away from it, so very cool
There you
to
go.
hit 700, and then I think it's 1,000 to just like. They pay attention to you now. They take you seriously.
Yeah,
And I've
yeah.
only been doing this 13 years. I figured I'd already be there. You know what I'm saying? Hilarious.
man.
I'm so tired of making excuses for it, dude. It's good. I'm a horrible businessman and a half-ass podcaster. But thank you, everybody. You have a good night. You guys, thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out. Well. It's round 2 of dating you, and I knew I had to do a better job of acknowledging you. And things were going good till a month had passed. Then
Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast.